Welcome to yet another live stream Thursday edition of the Hard Rock Show. I'm Andrew, and as is now usual, I've been joined by Dave on the right there, or left, depending on where you're looking at, but beside me on the screen, and then underneath we have Belle and Jeff as well. So everyone wave, say hi. And if you're here with us tonight, jump in the comments.
Hi, guys.
Say hi. Whether you're new or old, just jump in, say hi, let us know you're here. Yes. We've got some comments coming through already. I can see them sort of scrolling through. Just a quick little what we're going to do tonight. So we are kicking off a new season of King of the Riff tonight. We have got live albums is the premise for this one. So tonight is the 7th seed versus the 10th seed. Priest live from Judas Priest, obviously, and Decade of Aggression from Slayer, 2 cracking live albums as voted by the audience into the top 10. We are going to wrap up our Yngwie Malmsteen Polydor the Years collection playlist sort of stuff. We're going to wrap that up, but we started that whole thing, and we're going to move on to Led Zeppelin now. They've got 8 albums there to go through. This time around, I'm actually going to get around to doing Who Am I? I've got the album edition of Who Am I ready to go this week. And as usual, the usual stupidity and everything else. So get in the comments, say hi, have fun with us. There are reference tracks to everything we're talking about tonight in the description box. So go and check those out as we go through, as well as links to stuff to do with us. Our Patreon is there, as well as just everything else. So please do, if you can, check out our Patreon, get involved there behind the scenes. It's been good getting some more interaction happening there over the last couple of weeks, which has been a lot of fun and makes our Hot Rocks thing, which goes into our songs of the week, which we'll be doing in a second, more entertaining, dynamic, and obviously gets more feedback from you all out there. So get involved, have fun with it. It just is as little as a couple of bucks a month. So just jump in there for $2 a month, 50 cents a week is all it takes to jump in and get involved behind the scenes. What do we got here? I think that's about it. We'll do the rounds shortly, but a quick little gig plug here before we get stuck into it. There is a fundraiser event coming up Friday, May 31st at Scotty's Garage in Frankston. So, Dave, this one, and for you, Jeff, this one's pretty close, hopefully, to you guys out there. Definitely not close to Bell. But we have Shotgun Mistress and Carly Jewel are doing a Japan tour fundraiser. Both bands are doing sets that night. It's the last show. Both bands go to Japan for 2 weeks for 9 shows. So basically, it's come celebrate a cracking night with a barbecue as we raffle off some killer prizes, including a wreck drum kit valued at $2,000, and both bands to be able to be available to perform at your next event. So you've got a fair bit going on there to check out and enjoy if you want to get involved.
So I can get them to play at my event.
Yes.
Did I hear that?
If you win the raffle, both one or both bands on your next event. So organize a date.
That's a messy barbecue.
That would be cool. Yeah. I'll tell you what, that would be good.
Yeah.
I can just picture if Julie's watching this right now, she's like, "Oh my god, don't let him win! Don't let him win! Barbecues are bad enough as it is. Don't need 2 fucking bands around the house."
Yeah, you get a $2,000 drum kit after the one I already gave you. It's going to be a fucking mess.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's basically the gig plug for this week. So get around it.
When is it?
Shotgun Mistress and Carly Jewel at Scotty's Garage in Frankston, Friday, May 31st. That is there. So it's a few weeks away. You've got about 3 weeks.
Yeah. As long as I'm not working this Saturday, I could probably do it.
Yeah. So they're both cracking bands. So go and check them out if you can.
I'll come by, Dave, pick you up.
They are good.
So yes, I can't quite get there from here. It's a bit far away for me. But anyway, we'll see what happens.
It's just a bit of a hot
cop out. You know it's a cop out. You could do it.
2,000 kilometers, Jeff. You drive it.
No thanks.
You got a new car.
I will try in my car. I don't know how far it gets.
2,000 kilometers away. All right. Comments here. Rowan's here as always. Good to see you. So Nicole, good evening all. Good to see you as well. So Michael, good to see you too. Your song of the week is a cracker this week. You got number 1 this week. And Jolie's here too, saying hi.
Hey, Joel.
To you as well. All right, let's quickly go through our highlights of the week before we get stuck into the music for tonight. And Dave, let's start with you. What has been your highlight this week?
It's been a fucking week. It's been an unusual week. Routine has changed. Life has changed. Julia started a new job. Monday, she works evenings. So basically we tag team. She'll get the kids off to school. I will pick them up. Their school lunch is ready for the next day. Cook dinner. Help them with homework. All the domestic stuff, which do sometimes anyway. But yeah, it's just different energy, different routine. But we're settling in, which is good. And I didn't work today because Julia had to do a training session today, but Rory's sick, so he couldn't go to school. He got snot running down his face. Yeah. So, yeah, I went to work for like an hour and a half, and then I had to come home and look after him, which it was a good day. Did some washing, did some other stuff, which that was a good day. But that's not my highlight. My highlight was Saturday night.
Yeah.
For the first time since before COVID, I saw Wednesday 13 to the Murder Dolls earlier this year.
Yeah.
I went to Glamfest early last year. But as far as a fucking pub gig of local bands, I haven't done one of them in about 4 years since before COVID. So I was going to go with Jade's teacher from last year. I've been friends with him since she was in grade 1. So we've been thinking about going to a show together, but he pulled out at the last minute. Like, fuck, got no one to go with. I don't know this place, never been there. So I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'll just go. Because found out that Audio Rain that we're playing, the last time I saw them was 5 years to the day.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's really strange. That's exactly the same day. So, but fuck it, I'm going to go get drunk. So as soon as I get there, I run into a guy called Tim Line, who used to play in a Motorhead tribute band, who came to the Motorhead tribute. Yeah, good guy. As soon as I was walking in, he recognized me. Like, fuck, man, I haven't seen you in like 7, 8 years. Like, shit, okay.
That was
then. Well, fuck. We left at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I know,
Jesus.
it's fucking crazy. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I've been very nostalgic the last few days. But yeah, hanging out with Jake from Audio Rain and Dietrich, can't really pronounce his name, the drummer, cool guy.
Yeah.
But so just catching up with a lot of people I haven't seen in ages from these bands that were playing, like the guys from Cicada Stone and Sisters Doll. It's good to see them again. And I feel like a complete cunt because I forgot that Bryce is now a dad. He's had a baby. Yeah. And I completely forgot to say anything. I'm like, fuck. So next time I see him, I gotta congratulate him. I feel like a shithead. But yeah. What else? Oh, Nikki was there. I haven't seen Nikki since your goodbye Melbourne last year. So just yeah. Apart from Dennis, me and Nikki would probably be the biggest alcohol consumers that have ever been on this show. So that was let's just drink a little bit and enjoy some music. But Cicada Stone were really fucking good. I haven't seen them in years. That's good to just very, very hypnotic. And then Audio Rain, which have a new album out tomorrow, which I've heard, and it's fantastic. And if you've heard a couple of their songs, you must get on this band because they are amazing live, amazing songs. And then the third band was a band called Excalibur, which I have never heard of before.
How'd you go with that?
They were actually pretty good. Nice. Nikki said like 5 minutes before they're playing, do you like Linkin Park? I'm like, yeah, they are cool. I like them. So cool, because you're going to need to like them to get into this band. I'm like, okay. Interesting. Because they got a bit of the rap shit happening, but they're also pretty heavy. They were an interesting band. And they got a song based on the Karate Kid and Cobra Kai, which was fucking cool. So
to get you,
and the amount of times I've seen Sisters Doll, I saw them like 10 years ago when Ozzy had to leave after they played because he couldn't stick around the bar because he's like 16.
Yeah.
But I've seen them at the Elephant and Wheelbarrow, fucking Lucky 13, Cherry Bar. I've seen them live streamed during COVID. Messaged Brennan so he could give my kids a shout out during one of those live streams.
That's cool.
Yeah, my kids are both fans. So, but I say every time I see them, they get better and better and better and fucking better. And fantastic band, lots of fun. If you like Kiss and Motley Crue, but they are their own entity now. They were talented kids when I first saw them. Now they are exceptionally gifted men with careers and families in some cases. But and according to Ozzy, they've got new stuff coming and it's heavy. So they've released a few singles, so there's going to be some heavy shit coming. And after Cicada Stone played, the owner of Scotty's Garage, which is where it was, she came up and introduced herself, recognized me from the show. I'm like, okay, I got to be on. I'm not just Dave going to a gig. I'm Dave from the Hard Rock Show. I got to be on. But she introduced herself and told me about the place, and they started just before lockdown, so they had to go through all that shit. But they got a place in the corner called Poets Corner, where people can come and write or compose or paint or anything. They got this poster of a painting of Jimi Hendrix on the wall and a painting of Elvis. They look fucking real, and they got like a picture of the artist that did them. And Paul Wassine actually wrote part of the most recent Screaming Jets album there over lockdown. So there's a lot of history that's happened in this little place in Poets Corner right there.
That's cool.
This place has got like a little restaurant at the front where you can order your pizza and shit, and they've got a nice bar. There's a beer garden out the back. There's like an outdoor stage for like Sunday sessions and all that shit. And out the back, they took me to the room where they do like a podcast.
Wow.
So there's a lot happening there, which is a cool venue. And it's like 10-minute drive, so I can drive.
I gotta get there. I gotta try
that.
That's great.
It was a good place, friendly people, good night, good band. Good drink. So that was my highlight. How you doing, Jeff? Sorry, I spoke too much.
Dave, shut up. You never speak too much. You're a good guy.
I always talk too much. Shut up, Dave.
Well,
I'm going to write myself a note.
All right. You twisted my arm. You're right. Okay. No. No, look, my week has been up and down. So obviously, highlight of my week was picking up my new car. That was great. But that was also the low point because I think I told you guys. I get there and the fucking idiot, he comes out and he looks at me and he's like, Jeff, there's some bad news. I'm like, what do you mean? What? Like, I'm thinking, what fucking could you possibly say? We sold your car to somebody else while you were waiting. I mean, some stupid shit like that. No, they lost all the paperwork. And I'm looking at him like, I'm thinking, are you putting me on? He's like, I'm really sorry.
Professional, man.
Yeah, it's very professional. This is some place that's supposedly.
Is it the Hard Rock Show dealership?
Yeah, basically. It's like, sounds
they
like
won all these awards. They got all these fucking awards, and they got it. Well, I should have known. In the corner is a cutout picture of Russell Coit, and I'm thinking, I should have saw that and went, I'm fucking out of here. Who have you spokesperson for Mitsubishi? I don't know, but anyway, he is. So, there's nothing wrong with Glenn Robbins, but having that character saying, I bought a car. No, okay. I should have saw that and ran. So anyway, I said, well, it's a good thing I brought my copy of these papers. And he said, oh, you're a lifesaver. Yeah, apparently. Because
did they offer you a job?
So then well, I was thinking that they were going to so I had to drop my car off, right? And my car had actually been there. I left my car thinking that it was gonna be like on the Monday, and then it was a full-on fucking week. So my car's been sitting there in the parking lot, and I got there, and the first thing I did, there was a couple things I had to grab from the car that I had forgotten, and then I gave him the keys. He wanted to take it out for a drive after he took my paperwork and copied it. So I'm thinking, because my car doesn't drive very well. Like, it's fucking, to be honest, it's rough. And I'm thinking he's going to come back and go, sorry, this is a piece of shit. And he come back and went, oh, I'm good. I'm thinking, all right, fucking, he probably didn't drive it very far. But like, it got me there. It got me to Berwick, but I wouldn't have wanted to drive it on the freeway or anything like that. It was just because, like, as soon as you put your foot down, it goes, okay. And then but anyway, that's my fucking story. I got my car. It's great. I spent all morning this morning out there buffing on these fucking this really nice, this special waxes and cleaners and stuff just to get it all nice and perfect shine. And this stuff said, whatever you do, don't get this stuff on your hands. And I've got a thing, and I didn't notice that until after I'm rubbing it. And then I'm wiping with this microfiber cloth. And I start noticing my fucking hand is starting to sting. So I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, oh, fuck, this shit has poured through the cloth.
Oh, wow.
So it's all over my fucking hand. And I'm go in the house and I immediately try to wash it off. But it doesn't come off because it's fucking, it's water. Like, so it basically takes water and you cannot get the shit off with water.
Wow.
So I washed my hands for fucking about 40 minutes with soap and water. Wow. And all day, it still smells like that shit. And it doesn't burn anymore, thankfully. But it still smells like
this shit. I can get a horror movie out of this shit, man.
It's toxic waste.
Wow.
It's toxic waste. Anyway, but it does a really nice job on your headlights. Yeah. Just don't get it on. I should have. Next time I'm using it, it definitely got gloves that are going on. Because this shit I could have been fucked. Thankfully, it's not my fretting hand. It's my picking hand. I can fucking anything, but my fretting hand, which is my right hand, If that had been fucked, I would have been in trouble.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I know your pain, dude. You got to take care of that one.
Yeah, you got to do it. Yeah.
This one, yeah.
Strum with the fucking anything. I strum with my foot if I have to, but shredding, no.
You don't even need a pick, dude. Just fucking.
Yeah. Well. Anyway, that's enough for me. Belle, how's your week been?
I won't take up much time. Actually, hasn't been a great week. I had Friday off sick.
Oh.
Saturday, I was couch ridden. Sunday, I kind of came good. And that's pretty much my week, and back to work on Monday.
Sorry to hear that. I didn't know you were sick. You should have told me. I would have fucking taken care of some things. Right.
It's all right. I came good on Sunday, so I was
good. Glad to
alive enough to do all the live album stuff. So it's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's still one more day to go. Looking ahead, it's Ellis's birthday on Saturday.
Oh wow!
And he wants, for his birthday, he wants an electric guitar, which is very cool.
Nice. One of us.
So I'll be. Well, I think I'm going to take him shopping on Saturday, and he can choose within, the ceiling.
Yeah, within reason.
The budget that I'll give for a beginner, because I don't know, like.
No, you don't want to spend
if he. Yeah, not initially, and if he becomes, obsessed, or not even that, like if he's genuine about it, then maybe
then you'll spend some.
Exactly. So just get him a beginner something, and I'm all for it. I'm absolutely happy to encourage him in that. I'd much rather buy him that than any computer game related stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He loves that too. But,
if you give me where you're going, right? I'll check out their store, and I'll give you some ideas as to what would be. I don't know what your price range is, but I'll send some like beginner type ideas based on what they've got online. Surely.
All right. Cool. Thank you, Jeff. I don't know. I'm very disorganized about it, so I'll just look up where I'm going on Saturday, I guess.
The most important thing will be just that it feels good for him when he picks it up. That'll be the most important. The rest
he's a right-handed,
yeah.
So
it's the Harry Potter thing, the one chooses the wizard. If it feels good, that's what they want.
Yeah, you can tweak and modify from there. Just get the one that feels right when he picks it up, and you can work it out the rest from there. You can change your action, change the pickups, all the rest of it down the line. And if he gets that into it, he'll work out how to do it himself. So
even check out some pawn shops, because you can pick up some cracking deals at like used that I don't know if you'd want to go for that. I know kids like, I don't want to use.
Absolutely. I'm happy to do that too.
There's some great.
I might even start there, and if I might even start there, and if
you might find that
if there's nothing,
don't buy anything from Kmart or a toy shop. No, don't get those ones. They suck.
And leave JB Hyper out of it as well.
Don't go JB Hyper.
JB
does sell guitars.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
They did good ones actually.
They did for a while. I don't know if they still do, but they did.
LTDs. They sell some LTD stuff, so and that's not bad.
Okay.
Probably at the top of the range for them. Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
Oh, anyway, I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, please do it. And if you do pick one up and he's happy and you're happy to, then send us a photo, because that'd be cool to see that.
Okay.
In real, like that'd be cool.
Because you're looking at 3 guitar players here, Andrew, Dave, and myself. We all play.
So we'd all be keen to see it, I reckon. So if you're willing, that's up to you entirely, of course. But just that'd be cool. So.
What would be the combined years?
What I want to know is how long it takes him to try and play it behind his head, because that shit doesn't happen enough these days.
Wait till he starts doing it with his teeth. That'll give Bell nightmares.
Yeah, I've never tried that behind my head. Yep, I tried that.
I've done it all, but
I don't know if I am keen to even get him an amp at this point. Rather wait till he
wants to go on the belt just to start
the pig nose,
like Jack Black in School Rock.
Yeah,
something that he can, I don't know.
Yeah, just
tune into his headphones.
An orange tiny terror.
But there's also some good little pods that you can get you can plug the guitar into that and then plug headphones in. Yeah. And you'll get to play with some good guitar tones out of that too.
Yeah.
Some good pods out there too for that.
There are.
So wow. That sounds perfect.
Yeah,
there's some pretty
that way
cheap.
he hears it, but nobody else does. All you hear is
the headphones going, and he can do whatever he wants, and you can just have quiet, just hear the.
And I can have peace and quiet until he, is at the level where he can play behind his head, and then I'll.
Yeah. That's the shit you want.
Until then, I don't want to hear it.
Until then, headphones only, kid.
There's some pretty cheap effects processors as well that have the headphone socket on it and got a whole bunch of presets that you can get. So there's lots of options.
Yeah,
talk to the dude at the music shop.
They'll help you out there. And also make sure you get a sign saying "No stairway." Like,
fuck that! Fuck that! Stairway is fantastic.
I know, but I want to see the sign. I just want to see the sign.
Smoke on the fucking wall.
Smoke on the water.
Yeah, no smoke on the water. Unless you can play the chorus, not just the fucking intro. And play the verse.
I guarantee you'll learn that one. It's one of the easiest riffs of all time. It's one of the easiest riffs of all time. But anyway, we're getting into the words.
Anyway, that's it for me. How you going, Andrew?
I'm good. I say there's more comments. I'll get to the comments in a second. My week's, it is what it is out here in the middle of nowhere. There's not a lot to do apart from work and do work around the house and work on the show. So the highlight for me this week has been, strangely enough, building a new fence line. So we put it's all temporary because we're going to do something more permanent down the line once we get more land cleared and allocate things up properly and all that sort of stuff. But for now, we've actually put a fence out there, which is the cool thing about it is that it means that Caesar, he's used to those sorts of fences being a boundary for where his pen was before. We brought his pen back to the house now, as opposed to being where it was a place in the yard. It was under a big tree, so it was all perfectly shaded and protected from the weather. But brought him back toward the house now. What it also means is that he can't go chasing any more fucking wallabies and hurting himself again like he did last time around. So we've got him. It's not that it was anything wrong. He can't catch anything anyway. He's getting too old now for that. But it was just funny that he adapts very quickly to those sorts of environments. When he knows he's contained, he'll sort of stay put. And so just doing that and sort of clearing more land around and just progressively expanding our footprint further out. Like, we've actually got a cull. There's a whole lot of brush and shit out that way, which is just, we've got to cut trees and fucking clear because it's like 8 foot tall fucking weeds and just long grass plants, things like this, and you got to poison it off and all. So we're doing some clearing, setting boundaries and all that kind of stuff, which is a way of moving forward on different plans. So we're doing these little things and it's just the highlight, I guess, in that respect, is just seeing those things come to fruition. So the ideas you had for us best part of a year ago now and beyond are starting to actually start to become visualized. So it's not permanent, but you can sort of see how things are shaping out. So while we've done the house, a lot of the house, we're doing more of the yard around that now too. So it's actually starting to become more of that original kind of homestead idea that we had to begin with. So we're actually starting to develop other things around the place, not just obviously got to build fucking walls and stuff internally, but there's just things like that just what you can, what you got, just doing those things and utilizing it nicely, and at the same time containing him, because we've got a whole bunch of new chickens up the other end of the other end of the property. So got to keep him away from the chickens because he loves chasing those around. Just security. We want to get another dog as well at some point as a playmate for him before he gets way too old for that, and so we want to have a enclosure for that to be effective as well, and just those sorts of things allow you to sort of move forward in other steps in life as well. So it's a simple little thing. I know that last week it was my chair was my highlight. This week it's a fucking fence. So make of that what you will. But it's the simple things.
It's an offensive story. I had to say it.
But it is the simple things in life that you do appreciate. But also on that note, today, for those that follow the NBA, Joker from the Nuggets won his 3rd MVP awards. That's a highlight for me as well, being a Nuggets follower. So yeah, 3 times MVP for Jokic, which will tie into a bin that I've got later on as well. But anyway, that's my week. Quick comments here. Jolly, I said before. So Terry's here saying hi, guys. Good to see you as well. Mick, good to see you. Thanks for jumping in and waving the hand there, or giving us actually the horn. So good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. Craig's here too, saying yo all. Thank you very much for jumping in. Vinny's going, hey, beautiful people. It's special Mother's Day to all the mums in the Teatros family. That's the pleasantries out of the way. Well, that is, Vinny. So nicely done for you being nice to start with. We'll see where things go tonight, knowing you. But no, that is true. This weekend coming up is Mother's Day. So Belle, to you and to Jody and to all the other ones associated with us here, Nikki and that as well.
Yeah.
All the mothers, happy Mother's Day coming up. We'll say it now while we can.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Welcome. Michael is gone. Okay, Dave. So kids have to look after dad in evenings. So there we go. That sounds about right.
You know what? The kids were watching this episode of Bluey a couple of weeks ago, and there was like this wedding, and the day after, it's like everyone's recovering, and one of the dogs in the background is like on the floor, like, "What day is it?"
Oh, here we go.
And Rory's like, "Is that you, Dad?"
He knows you. That's got you pegged. There we go. Well done, Rory. What we got here? Sally's here. Hello, metal people. Good to see you as well. Vinny says Ghost teaser trailer is released tomorrow. There are some good things.
That sounds cool.
Bash is here too. Say hi, all. Good to see you as well. Vinny's gone. Jeff, I put Conrad into retirement. I'm happy to lend a hand. Just need a name, buddy. So there we go. That's from a few weeks back now. It's funny though because Conrad hasn't been able to make it back in. Conrad's working again, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so
he was supposed to come in today. Yeah. They called him in at the last moment.
Yeah, which is good for him, but he can't make it for us. Yep. Peter's here as well. Good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. Vinny has gone pretty potent that stuff. Lucky you didn't have a bat that evening. There we go, Vinny. About your polish there, Jeff. Here we go. Jolie says Michael and I were going to go to Scotty's garage, but he got sick that day. And now I'm not working this week as I'm not well. Damn it! Really wanted to see Audio Rain play. Oh well, next time. Well, hopefully I'll be back across.
They're coming very soon with they're going to support a Blaze for Blaze's new single launch. Something come out, but the Working Man Hotel Workers Club. That's the one.
Yep.
Yeah, in June I think it is. So Audio Rain will be back very soon.
Nice. All right, cool.
Go and see them. They're great live.
Yeah, they're fantastic live.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got here? Michael says, we're trying to remember, Vinny, were you displeased with Jeff's review last week? His new car paperwork disappeared. So there we go.
Yes. I have a feeling that's what it was. They were
maybe, yeah. Vinny's got more power than you know.
We're gonna, luckily, I had fucking a backup plan for these cunts.
We'll get to that. Nicole says, I bought my son a Fender Squire. Said it came with a mini Fender amp and headphones. Yep. That's cool. Yeah,
that's
they
cool.
I've got a Squire. Brilliant fucking guitar.
I've got a Squire too. It's in Melbourne, but I've got a Squire. It's not a bad little guitar.
Fucking here. Look.
Yeah. Is it sunburst like mine?
No, it's black, but it's a Squire. I can't see the label.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Cool. Yeah.
This is a brilliant guitar. I've got this is one with this is the one with I spent a lot of money on this, souping this up because I love it. But they're the Malmsteen pickups, the YJMs.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice. That's the ones I told him about. And he went, give Seymour a call. Yeah, okay, he's on my speed dial. Yeah. That's fucking Ingve for you. Yeah, just give him a call. He'll fix you up.
Yeah, he'll fix you up. Fucking not all of us have that access. All right. Yeah. Guru's here as well, saying greeting rockers across the plane. Good to see you, buddy. I was married in a Slayer t-shirt, but my vote is on the Birmingham guys. All right, well, we'll get to that. That is the main event later on tonight. Nicely done. Kevin's here. Done. Good to see you. He's got good evening, morning in my world, in my part of the world. So there we go. Good to see you, Kevin. Thanks for
Where is it?
Where is that part?
Yeah, where are you from, dude?
I forget.
US.
I know. I think I mentioned it last time.
It's got to be over there, US or Canada somewhere.
I think US.
I think US, if I remember rightly.
Just remind us. Sorry, we do have to get we drink while we do this stuff. Vinny says, "Are you taking progressive photos on construction? Would be great to see it all come to life." Yeah, we are. We are documenting everything. So you will, for Patreon people, you will see some of this stuff behind the scenes. I'm going to do an update video soon for everyone to sort of get a glimpse of what this all actually looks like now. It's been a fair bit of change since the last update that I did for everyone as well. So that is going to be there for you all to check out soon. Michael says, Bell, get him a 100-watt head in a cabinet. Be a cool mum. Fucking hell.
Yes. You're all fucking out.
No.
Bell,
not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Maybe not ever. You might be a prodigy. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Definitely will. Thanks, Dave, about the gig. Guru's gone. Jeff is a lefty. Yes, he is.
I am
Vinny
a lefty,
says,
yes.
Michael, mates race for concrete shoes come in many sizes. So there we go. Rowan says, not just Jeff's paperwork. We haven't seen proof of life for Conrad since Vinny tracked him down. We're going over that one. Jolie says, thought of driving to Adelaide, but not. Well, yeah, driving to Adelaide's a stretch. I've done it. It's actually not a bad drive, but it's an interesting one. Kevin's chimed in. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's right. I'm right now from time around.
Thanks.
So yeah, good to see you. Hopefully you're set up for a nice day over there. All right, let's get stuck into things. We've waffled. Now it's time to get stuck into new tunes, songs of the week time. And Dave, you're up first with number 5 this week. So we do the top 5 tracks from our Hot Rocks playlist. Go and follow that on my Spotify profile. If you need a link, then let me know. But number 5 this week, coming in number 5, is Mammothor with a song called So Long Sanity. It's the latest single from the Massachusetts band from the upcoming album Lies by Omission, which appears to be their 4th, if I'm correct. Curiously, it appears to have been released physically last year, but it's been drip-fed to streaming services at the moment, so I'm not sure how that's all working. Vinny, speaking of Vinny and his Concrete Boots, this is his song. He nominated this one. So, Dave, you got assigned it by random, so how did you go?
Vinny, nice pick, dude. Fuck yeah, you got good taste, man. Yeah, this is cool. In fact, all 5 songs this week are fucking awesome. Yeah, So Long Sanity, it's like a theme song for me because that went a long time ago. This is very cool. Their Spotify and web pages say that they strive to deliver the essence of heavy rock, the thunderous heavy metal riffs and shred of the 80s, rounded out with the passion and versatility of 90s alternative. Interesting and somewhat horrifying description. I didn't get either 80s or 90s out of this at all. It sounded very modern. Good modern. Not overproduced, reliant on effects and too much production modern. Yeah. Maybe their previous stuff fits that description more, but this didn't. It was still very cool. In fact, it was fucking awesome. Heavy riffs, very engaging lyrics. The lyrics are very cool, which, as previous viewers of the show know, lyrics are very important to me. It's the difference between wanting to listen to one song over another. Yeah. Lots of punch and bite to the lyrics and the fucking guitars. Harsh vocals are the right type of heavy for this subject matter. They fit it perfectly, and they really encapsulated what the song was about. It gave that extra bite, which is fucking cool. The solo was very melodic and paced out. It wasn't shredding at all, which after reading the original description of the band, I was a little bit disappointed at first, but then with repeated spins of the song and getting to know it as a whole, the solo fits perfectly. So that's cool. Once again, maybe their earlier stuff is more to that description. And you said 3rd or 4th album? 5th?
I think 4th, coming out.
Maybe the earlier stuff. But if that's the case, then they might be moving away. But based off this, I will check out earlier stuff. There's a cool quiet section when the solo's done. And it's almost like one of those songs where just like solo, bang, we're done. 1, 2, 3, bang, the fucking chorus comes back in. That gives that chorus some extra punch, and that fucking works perfectly. I haven't been inspired to check out many music videos at all this year, but I checked out this one. And I thought, I'm glad I did because it was very well done. There's images of like preserved fetuses with robots and JavaScript true-false code, which fits with the imagery of that on the screen, fits with the subject matter of the song.
You catch the same frame from an Arcane Saints video?
Yes, I did. Dude, that was cool. As soon as I saw it, I was just like, there's some stock footage for you. But then there was like some historical war footage and news reports, and it's all cut together. So you got history, contemporary, and future all blended together, and goes with the important subject matter of what the lyrics are about. So yeah, this was fucking cool. So a cool song, and based off this, I will check out more from this band. It's an unusual band name too, but I won't hold it against them. Yeah. There are some really shit band names around these days. So people aren't even fucking trying anymore.
It seems like that. You're right.
Well, this one's good though. This one's
good. I will say this band name's good, but there's some really shit ones out there. Just like, why would they even bother listening to your music if your band name isn't engaging enough?
Or if you type it in fucking Google and it comes up with a million fucking things, you're like, well, that happens. It's like, Jesus Christ, guys.
You need to think about the way you present yourself, man. No, people aren't going to listen to your music if you're not accessible in the modern ways of how people do things.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's a thumbs up, Dave?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Gets the horns.
All right. What about everyone else? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Where are we at with this one? I like this one a lot too.
This is good. Yep, it's good.
This is cool. Just a quick note here that I don't know, Dave, it might be before your time even. There was a band from Rhode Island we used to talk about years ago called Pistol Shot Gypsy. The vocal from this reminded me of Pistol Shot Gypsy a little bit too. Which, to the point where I actually started to go and dig and just to make sure it was actually kind of funny because the names are similar. Not the same, but there was a bit of I was like, oh fuck, okay. So yeah, a bit of a weird one there, but no, it was just
I actually went through all my old local band CDs that I brought within the last 10 years because I've been feeling really nostalgic recently. Just thinking about all these old bands that we used to cover. Never had their album though.
Yeah, no, that was just a purely digital one that we had behind the scenes. At the end of the day, that was back when you get things drop off and didn't have to check it out on Spotify. It was a very different.
All those
It's
fucking
funny how
link
we've been doing
services
this
and
for
streaming and promo
13,
codes. And...
Yeah, been doing it 13 years now, and shit's changed a lot in the amount of time we've been doing this.
Just in my 11 years with the show, everything's fucking changed.
So there we go.
Fuck
all right, let's see what the audience.
Okay, I need a drink. I'll shut up.
Okay, you do that. David's here. Good to see you. G'day, all. Rock on. We are doing just that. Adrian has said drummer kicks butt. Good tunes. There we go. Yeah. Rowan says Mammothor. I dig it. But make sure you get in the comments and let us know, folks. Joel, he says number 5. It was cool. I liked it too. Catchy. So nicely done there. Bash says good choice, Vinny. Mammothor rocks. Check out more of their songs. All good. There we go. Michael says like this one. Vocal style cool. Nicole gives it the thumbs up. Rowan says Mamo Conrad, am I right? So no, but that sounds like a mammogram gone wrong. Vinny says Conrad contacted me from the other side, gives it the thumbs up also. Vinny is his skill set is growing.
He's all in. Yeah. He's all in with this. Love it.
All right. Well, while Dave gets a drink, Belle, you're up next with number 4 for this week. Track number 4, or the one that came in at number 4 this week, is Shadowqueen with Sacred Ground. Again, link in the description, link in the comments. Not to do, folks. Dave's not here, but it's funny because Dave probably remember this one from being on originally the Living Madness album released back in 2022, I think it was. A lot of that album has been on and off streaming services so many times my head fucking spins thinking about it. But this all seems like it's getting a renewed push, which I'm glad about because I think personally this band needs to be heard more of. But if you do want to check out more of this stuff, this song and the rest of the album, Living Madness, is actually on Bandcamp, even though it's not on the other streaming services. So you can go and listen to it at all. That said, I nominated this one this time around after Jenny put Riff Raiders in. So I originally put Riff Raiders in, then Jenny, which we'll get to later on, put Riff Raiders in. So I've changed my pick to this one so we'd have more variety in the songs. And then it was good enough to get to number 4 this week for me, which I'm pretty happy about. But Belle, this is probably your first time listening to this band, I imagine. So how did this one strike you?
Yeah, good. First of all, this is a cool band name. Shadowqueen.
Yep.
Yes, I like it. Kind of, I don't know, speaks to my psyche or something.
Yeah. They've been around for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't realize. So this is on an album that came out in 2022.
And their debut album, I think, was released back in 2011 or something like that as well.
So. That's right. That's what I saw, 2011.
All right. All right. So they've been doing it a while. Well, kind of interesting. Oh, that door.
I know. Dave's door needs fucking...
Oh, it's right.
Don't fund me.
I'm really sorry.
Money for Dave's door.
Sorry. No, if you spend money for repairs, you won't be able to afford it. Fucking... Sorry.
That's pretty bad. Anyway, okay. So I thought I knew what I was getting into when this song kicks off, but where it starts and where it goes are so completely different that it just takes such an unexpected turn, like from the verse to the chorus. But it just keeps giving because the verse is cool. Like I thought, all right, I mean, this is going to be a cool ride. Smooth vocal, lots of sass, dirty guitar sound, cool riff, simple drum beat. Yeah, love it. And then the chorus, like it goes to another plane. And that's what surprised me. And just the contrast I thought was cool, but then it just ties together as well so well. I think like once the verse comes back around, you're like, yeah, actually that makes sense for it to start there, go here, and come back there. The chorus melody's stunning, and the vocals are too. And she sings the hell out of this song, whatever way she's singing. I love how she holds a really long note at the end of the first chorus. That was a touch. I also like how the guitar's just strumming throughout the chorus, so you can really focus on her singing. And the music kind of just really complements what she's doing. So beautiful and powerful singing at the same time. I noticed there was a little, nothing fancy, but mucking around with the time signatures, especially in the pre-chorus, which was cool. And actually, if you want a really good example of how a pre-chorus can take you from a verse into a chorus
that
transitions so well. This is just like, listen to this song, because it stepped you there really, really well. I thought that was great. There wasn't really a guitar solo, more of a guitar moment, which was actually refreshing. I liked it, and it just sort of led into that quiet bit really nicely, where she's almost whispering, "Tell me secrets," another nice touch, I thought. The lyrics were cool. If I die, I'll be back for you. When you sleep, I'll haunt your dreams. So it sounds like she's pissed off with someone. I think we can all relate to that. The little echo they put on her vocal right at the very end, another nice touch. I just found this all the way through, just these little attention to detail, and the more times I listened to it, I picked something else up each time through, and it grew on me as well, the song. Like, I liked it to start with, but once I got the feel for the song, I was able to focus more on those little details. So everything about the song was classy and tasteful. I absolutely loved it, and big thumbs up, 10 out of 10. Aussie, like everything.
Okay. All right, well, let's do the rounds. Thumbs up, thumbs down. This has got to be thumbs up, surely, for everyone.
Fuck yeah.
Just because it was my pick, I love this band. I love the album that it comes from. Dave, you remember Living Madness from a couple of years ago as well? It was like in our top 10s for all of us.
Yeah. Great band, great music, great live.
Great people. And if you see them heavy or acoustic, they're fucking brilliant. Robbie also plays bass, for those talking about Robbie's vocals. She also plays bass. But
I'm glad, because they disappeared for a while, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. So it looks like they're getting
quiet.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but it looks like they're getting a bit of a revamp or relaunching this thing again, which is cool. So I'm glad about that. But yeah, Robbie's vocal is one of those ones for me. It's like goosebump territory. Like I just go wow every time I hear her sing anything. So for me,
they played the extravaganza, didn't they? That we did.
They did. Yep,
they did. That was good.
They also did our end of year Christmas bash at Whole Lotta Lovers and acoustic set, I think it was too, which was fucking phenomenal as well.
Was I there? Or was I drunk?
I think you might have missed that one actually, but that was
I missed it.
Yeah, that was. I think I got footage of that kicking around somewhere, so I'll have to go and dig it out. But yeah, I love that song to bits. Obviously, it was my nomination, so there we go. Rowan says Mammothor equals Mammo Conrad. Oh, there we go. Okay, haha. There we go. Dad joke. Here we go. Adrian says cool tune. I like the vocalist. She sounds sexy. So there you go. She has a great voice. Yes. Vinny says thumbs up across the board for me with all nominated songs. Really cracking nominations. Well done, everyone. We have got a good list. You should follow that playlist.
Good week.
Yeah. Jolie's number 4. Thumbs up. Basher says thumbs up Shadowqueen, which is cool. Michael says I like this a lot. Thought listening to whole 5 tunes this week sounds great. Love vocals. Good song in playlist. Comes on after Sebastian's tracks. Sebastian's tracks. We'll see what you're going to get to.
Perfect order. 5 cool songs. It was fucking just fun to listen to. All 5.
It was a good little selection of tracks. We've got a good playlist happening, so get involved, folks. All right. Speaking of Sebastian Bach, number 3 was that track, Sebastian Bach, Hold On to the Dream. This is the latest single from the upcoming new album, Child Within the Man, due out tomorrow. As with this one, so you got Audio Rain, you got Sebastian Bach, you got some cracking releases due out tomorrow. This was nominated by Jolie, of course, who is in the comments. And she has been super keen to push forward any single from this outfit or from this album coming up, actually, which I'm sure we'll get another push again when the album drops tomorrow. But anyway, this is another one there. So, Jeff, without any further ado, the floor is yours. How'd you go with this one?
Yeah, look, I listened to the song and, well, you guys know I like to talk. I can talk. I can talk about this. Actually, song left me fucking speechless. This is maybe the best thing I've ever heard Sebastian sing. Honestly,
that's a big call.
It's a huge call,
good,
and I know he's done. Look, it tickled me where I wanted it to, and it was great. And there was some, like, not only was it's a very powerful song.
Yeah.
It starts out beautifully. It's just got this beautiful cadences he brings in his vocals, and he's got that sound. And Sebastian is like, he's on point. Like, seriously, like the production heard here on this song as good as anything that he's ever done solo career for sure. And it's right up there with some of the best. And I know it's a big call, and maybe it's not up there with Skid Row's, the best of Skid Row stuff, but it's got to be close. And seriously, I was like, what am I going to write about this? That I just can't. I wanted to gush, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to gush. This song, I ended up scrapping what I wrote because it just left me. I was like, fuck this. This sounds too shit. I'm just going to come from the heart. This song, thank you for Jolie for posting this, because this album is out tomorrow. Holy shit. I will be grabbing that straight away.
That's 2 hours.
This is, I'll get it tonight. This is, I honestly, this was of all the songs, there was 5 songs and they were all cracking songs. But this song for me, I'm like, fuck, how did I get, in my opinion, the best song? I don't know. I'm just lucky.
That's a cool thing. Yeah.
There's a lot of great songs, so I don't want to put anyone else's song down. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah. I just think this song was just like, holy shit, this was next level. So I've listened to this song about 25 times this week, and I just can't stop listening. I love it. Love it.
Cool.
There's nothing in there that I went, oh, that I wish he'd done this a little better, or this could. It was just like, the perfect song.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's a thumbs up from you, from the Jeff. So I think it's thumbs up.
Thumbs up and the horns. Fuck yeah.
This one. I'm gonna back Jeff in here, because if I think this is the best of 3 singles now prior to the album release that have come from this one. And I think this is the best single in the bunch. And if these singles are anything to go by, I reckon this album is going to be up there with the best of his work.
I'm keen for this album.
Yeah,
I think the first single was the best, though. This would be second, but
I like this one the most personally.
Like
this one got my attention the most. Yeah,
but they were all good.
What if I got to lose? That was a cool song.
Yeah, I think I like the video of this one more too. To be honest, it was just a bit more.
I didn't watch the video yet.
The cool thing about the first video is Rob was on drums. It's just like, shit, that's part of a Skid Row reunion.
Well, we'll see what happens. What do the audience got to say about this one? Adrian, just something different. Cool shirt, Jeff. One of my favorite Aussie albums. So there we go.
Mine too.
There we go.
Came out on my birthday. Yeah.
Good album.
Charlie says, "Lol of Rico."
No shit, Jeff. We haven't heard that before.
It did though. It came out November 15th.
I know. I know you tell us every fucking episode.
Somebody mentioned it. I had to say it.
Yeah, I know.
A second.
If I had a cool album come out on my birthday, I'd probably gush too.
Yeah.
You squirt, Dave. Adrian says, "Great track."
I do.
Michael says, "Jeff, you get only one best ever song once a week. I vote you can't do it on Priest review later. Crystal at my place says you will." Wow. Jeff,
I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's a compliment. Thank you. I'll try. I'll do my best.
What do we got here? Jolly says, "I'm waiting by the minute for his next one to come out as well." So there we go. Rowan says, "Thumbs up." Basher says, "Any chance of reviewing Bach's album? Heard a few songs now and all good." If we can, Patreon will vote on these things, so it's up to Patreon to vote it. Vinny's thumbs up as well. 2 of them there. Michael says, "Nice single, like the previous single more." So there we go. And Jolly says, "Thanks, Jeff. I'm sure he's got more waiting patiently." So there we go. That is coming in a couple of hours. So get around it, folks, if you're keen. All right. Up next is number 2, which was my song assigned this week, which ties into that whole thing where I mentioned that I did originally put this song forward. Then Jenny from the band actually put it forward in Patreon, and then it got voted up to number 2. So well done to Riff Raiders this week for putting their own song, getting involved in the conversation in Patreon, and then having enough votes to get it to number 2 this week, which is pretty fucking cool. This is Riff Raiders, Nothing to Lose. Link in the comments and the description box. This is a revamped lineup now for the band from the last album. This is the latest from the Melbourne band. We've been following them since their debut album in 2017. This is the first single from the upcoming album due in spring. I know there's more to come from this one yet before the album is released. I don't know how much yet. I'm trying to tee up an interview with them, which I look forward to doing very, very soon. But I was happy because I was going to nominate it, but then it got pinched, and so it came through to number 2 in the end, like I said before, and I get to do it. I'm going to feel a bit like a prick after everyone else's glowing reviews and details, because this song goes for about 2.5 minutes, and it's just short, sharp, punchy with a bit of fire in there too, which is cool. I love the riff and the groove on this song in particular. The whole song kind of has this sort of a throwback vibe, which is complemented by the video as well. If you watch the video, they actually went and did it at the ABC studios. Now, I know how they did that. Well, I won't tell exactly how on the air unless the band tells me so, but they filmed this at the old ABC studio. So it's got that old countdown vibe going on for it. They used old props and new props as well for the whole thing, which is really, really cool. There's nothing complicated about this song, but for me, that's the charm of it. The hook gets stuck in your head. There's great energy in this. It's really infectious, and it just stays with you. The more I spin it, the more I fall in love with it. But that's not to say that it doesn't grab you from the start, because it does grab you from the start. It's one of those ones, though, where it'll just get your attention to begin with, but then the more time you spend with it, it's little things in there that just get your attention and drag you in more and more. There's a nice mid-song change up, which is sort of a cool change in there, considering that it's a shorter song. It's only 2 minutes 35 seconds. They put a midsection in there.
Like my sex life. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, Jeff. You said it. I'm leaving it alone. But the bite in the lyrics is really cool on this song as well. It's a cool driving track. The riff is great. I don't know if you should listen to it while you're driving a car, for example, but it's a really it's got this drive and energy to it. If you like your rock hard with not a lot of frills but damn well done, then this is one of those ones. It's got all the best bits of the old school brought into today, and it's just done damn well. Sounds great. The video's fun. I don't know. If you like this song, there's 2 other albums of awesome stuff to go and check out as well. So go and do that. Mm-hmm. I have a feeling that this is the sort of song that will become a staple in their live set as well, because their live set's really energetic, and so I reckon this will fit that really nicely. I think for me, big thumbs up. Bring on the rest of this stuff. I want to hear the album coming out later this year, but I look forward to that and lining up a chat with the guys very, very soon as well. I'm hoping everyone else enjoyed it. So thumbs up, thumbs down. Where are we at with this one, guys?
Oh yeah. I must see this band live. I have never seen them live.
Wow, they're good.
I haven't seen them. Yeah, I know. I've heard good things.
Here we go. Adrian says, straightforward tune. The vocalist is outstanding.
Yes.
So there we go. Yeah, Jenny is great. Vinny says, really enjoyed Riff Raiders. Gave me a Transmission Vamp vibe. Okay, cool.
Wow.
That's interesting. Yeah, there's a bit of a grit to it, which is cool. Michael says, love this track too. Again, love the vocal style. Old stuff, great as well. So there we go. Jolie's thumbs up. Nicole's thumbs up. So getting some love for all these songs. No one's disliked anything tonight yet. We got the number 1 now.
Nor should they.
Nor should they. No, these are cracking songs. Just so you know, this is all voted on and nominated on by Patreon and the people that you see on the show here, as well as behind the scenes as well. So it's a collective effort. But yeah, Vinny's gone thumbs up as well, which is cool. Everyone's loving all this sort of stuff. So now it's time to get to number 1.
Conrad is knocking on the door. Shall we let him in?
If you want. Yeah, go for it. If he's here.
We don't have to. I'm just like, you all went quiet. I just saw the
working.
I thought he was
working. I don't know if I can.
He did say that if he finished early, he'd like to jump in, but he didn't know if he could. Maybe he did.
Shoot him a link if you can, Dave. I don't know if you can copy and paste from Discord, but
cool. Got it done. I'm on Discord and Facebook, so
send it through the messenger because he won't have it in Discord.
No,
he's not on Discord. He's not one of the cool kids. Okay. No. Whenever he sees it, he'll click the link.
All right, nice. Well, on that note, let's move on to the song that was actually originally assigned to Conrad, but then we figured because it's a bit hit and miss, I wanted everyone to get some thoughts together on this particular song because it is the number 1 song for this week, which was nominated by Michael. I think Michael put this forward. Michael said he was in the comments tonight. This is Grand Slam with a song called Spitfire. It's a second single from the upcoming album Wheel of Fortune, due on June the 7th. This now British band was originally co-founded by Phil Lynott. So
it is actually, because I thought, you know how Bell messaged us and said this Anthrax song isn't Anthrax, and we've had Massive, where there's been a different band called Massive. This is actually part of Grand Slam that was Phil's band.
That's
I thought it was just the same. Okay.
No, same band.
Interesting, because that sounds like a young band.
No, they're not.
Oh, they're not young, but there's still like 1 or 2 original members of that old lineup attached to the project now. So they revived in like 2016 or something. I don't know. There's a bit of history there to go and look it up. But anyway,
I'll just say something, then I'll shut up and I won't mention. But I like this song. It was cool and everything. But Grand Slam never officially released anything. Why the fuck are you resurrecting a band that was never officially released anything and cashing in on Phil Lynott?
The first album they released was a live recording, like a live show that they did with Phil.
Yeah.
But you never, in his lifetime, he never released anything under this band name. It never happened.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything.
It doesn't feel right for me. I'm sorry, I'm a massive Phil Lynott, Thin Lizzy fanboy, but no, I'm sorry. This does not feel right to me.
Well, we're going to go to the song anyway, but Conrad's here. We're going to drag Conrad into the room as well. Hi, Conrad. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're keeping well.
Hey, how's it going? Okay, right behind me.
Nice shirt, buddy.
Thanks, mate. Right behind me is the Royal Albert Hall, where I've just been working today. Yeah, I'm in the Albert Hall. So, yeah, you can see this massive building behind me is the Albert Hall. So I do a lot of work here, actually. I do quite a lot of gigs here. This is where most of my work is in here, actually. So,
nice.
that's the Albert. I could show you inside one day, but maybe not today.
No, that's cool. Whenever you get a chance to, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'll stream from in there if you like someday. Yeah, if you get me on a Thursday and I'm there and I've knocked off work, obviously, like just now, I can show you inside.
Nice.
So
cool.
Anyways, hello.
Hello. Good to have you, man.
Hello.
I'm glad
it's nice to be here. Well, I brought this with me today because I thought I might just finish in time. Because I've been here since 8 o'clock this morning. I've just finished loading in a gig and setting up a gig. So now we're over now.
Nice, man. That's cool. I don't know if you know what we're up to. We're going to talk about Grand Slam Spitfire now. So I'm quickly doing the intro to this one. This is all good. Don't stress.
All right.
We're just finishing off this little bit. Yeah, I know. But anyway, I'm going to quickly do the preamble. Again, the link is in the comments description. Go and check it out. But the second single from the upcoming album, Wheel of Fortune, coming out on June the 7th. This band was originally co-founded by Phil Lynott, but this will be the band's third album overall. Their story is really interesting, as we've just touched on, which if you dig into it, it's worth looking into. This was nominated by Michael and did pretty well by taking out the #1 spot this week on our Hot Rocks playlist. So congrats to Michael for picking a #1 song. And let's do the rounds now because it's the #1 song. So we're all going to have some thoughts on this one. Dave, any thoughts on the song itself as opposed to the band?
The song's great. I like the song, and I thought it was just one of those fuck-ups on Spotify where it was a different band name. Yeah. Well, the same band name, but a different band. And I didn't realize they were just cashing in on a dead man's legacy. So fuck you. I like the song, but I can't deal with this. Like, you're resurrecting a band 30 fucking years after a guy died with the same band name, and they never officially released anything. They released a live album 30 years after he died.
I saw them as Thin Lizzy too, and I felt awkward watching them as Thin Lizzy. That's with Ricky Warwick.
No.
Black Star Raiders.
This is different
Black
band.
Star Raiders.
Band.
Okay. Yeah, this isn't Black Star Raiders. This is Grand Slam, the band Phil formed after Thin Lizzy disbanded. They never officially released anything. They were good, but they never they recorded demos, which have been through the bootleg circuit, but never official. So I'm sorry, I can't do this.
Dave, just on a quick counterpoint. There are songs from this lineup that were incorporated by the label onto a Thin Lizzy Greatest Hits collection to the point where the members of Grand Slam sued and got payment for it. So
what collection?
I don't know, but it's going to get up. It's actually on a
I probably own them. I probably own these box sets, and there was like one or two
composed by members of this band that ended up on it that were hijacked for a Thin Lizzy. And for Phil Lynott solo.
No, there are done by the box sets which are like Grand Slam tracks on a Phil Lynott Thin Lizzy retrospect. So if they successfully sued, I don't know why, because you can tell a Phil Lynott lyric when you hear it.
Anyway,
I'm not hijacking it.
I think he's written some of these songs that are coming out on this album. I assume they're bringing an album out. There's some new songs just written by the current members, and there's some songs that were written back when Phil was part of the band.
I don't think anything new that they're doing is by Phil, but change your fucking name. Black Star Riders aren't Thin Lizzy because it's disrespectful. So don't record anything under Grand Slam.
Yeah.
It's old and new. And these guys were in Grand Slam as well. Like, they were still in that band, or some of them.
Yeah, but
they have every right to kind of release stuff under that name.
It's his name.
Yeah, but if he was a co-writer, then they should release it.
He was the main writer. He was the only fucking songwriter.
Okay, well, we've done this one. Let's go to the song. Jeff, any thoughts on the song itself?
Yeah, look, I like the song. I kind of agree with Dave is saying. It does seem kind of a little bit
distasteful.
Yeah.
Yes,
it does. But
still in a dead man's legacy.
I will say the song actually reminded me. I was listening to it going, what does this remind me of? What does this remind me of? It reminds me of a Motley Crue song, song called "All in the Name of," off the Girls, Girls, Girls. And if the lyric, she's only 15, she's the reason that I can't sleep, and it's the same fucking melody exactly. I listened to them back to back. I'm like,
wow,
bang.
I didn't pick that up at all.
And maybe, it wouldn't surprise me if Crew had stolen that.
Look, I don't know. So I don't know which song came first. Crew, obviously, that album came out in '87.
Yeah.
If this melody was written, this album, this was written. But I'm telling you, listen to the song "All in the Name of," and you'll hear exactly what it's the same fucking vocal melody, exactly. Now, it's only one portion,
right?
So that's
the
rest of it.
Like the story, the lyrics, the riff, like they're so different. You've pulled. I reckon that's I'll go and check it out. I reckon it's a long bow, but all right.
Oh yeah, look. I'm just saying it's. I don't think it's these tracks, but I'm just saying when I listen to it, I'm like, Jesus, I know that fucking melody. Where am I hearing this for? And then I was starting to go through my head, and I went, "That's Motley Crue," and I worked it out and listened to it. The song is called "All in the Name of." It's off of Girls, 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 and you'll hear it.
Yeah.
If anybody out there is listening in the audience that has access to that song and this song, listen to it. You'll know what I'm talking about straight off the bat. Anyway, but I liked the song. I thought the song was well done. I enjoyed it. I thought it was well done. I kind of agree with what Dave is saying, but at the same time, I don't care really. I mean, they can do what the fuck they want. Really. I mean, I get it, but it's still a good song, and I liked it. So I understand why I got number one.
Yep. Cool. All right, Belle, do you have anything you want to say about the song? Fuck, this is a fucking debate.
Yeah. Well, is it one of their new songs, or is it old? That's the thing. Like,
if it's an old one, then
if it's an old one, then you might be onto something with Crew stealing it, or if it's a new one, surely they wouldn't be stealing off the Crew album from what 86,
87. Yeah.
It's a coincidence. In terms of the song, I found it quite unimaginative and generic. I didn't like it, but I'm surprised it got to the top spot.
Yeah,
really surprised.
Bach.
Wow.
Or my song, that was my favorite.
Yeah.
Baz was cool as well. This was.
Yeah. I would have put Bach at the top, but that's just me.
Yeah. I think we all have our favorites. And I thought there were too many notes in that.
Okay.
That's it. I won't listen to it again. I'm not.
I've not heard this.
In the name of.
I've not heard this, so.
Yeah, no, it's all right, Conrad. I wasn't sure you would have gotten around to it. No, it's all good.
Sorry. Can I have 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Sorry. As obviously the Phil Lynott, Thin Lizzy band boy.
Yep.
Bootleg circuit. This is the Grand Slam demos. Okay. They never played more than a fucking pub. Okay. This band has no business releasing anything under this name. Nothing at all. This is crap. It should not happen.
Well, I'm going to say my piece, and then we're going to move on.
Dave has spoken, people.
Yeah. I think personally the band's story is interesting. The story of the song itself is cool, all being inspired by a young Spitfire pilot who was actually a migrant to the UK to go and fight for the Brits in the war. I think that the start of this song is sort of all guns blazing with the lead work over the riff there. That part at the start of the song was pretty cool for mine. I think it's great groove. The backing vocals are a great accent on the song as well. And there are some other cool little vocal lines that add extra punch to this one. There's great use of harmony in the song too. I think the riff is great in the chorus in particular. I think it's well refined. The hook is fantastic as well. I do get why it was popular. I think you can still feel the roots of the old band going through on this one because there's not a Thin Lizzy thing, but it's just this old school feel to it, which I think works well. And this is going to piss off Dave, I know, but I've made a note here that if you like Black Star Riders, I think you should like this one too. But anyway, it'd be cool to see those bands play together.
Apart from Phil Lynott, who the fuck was in this band? Name one guy.
I had it pulled up before, but there's
too.
There's actual members from back in the day.
Player, maybe
the guitarist and the
nobody of any significance.
So there's not Scott Gorham or Gary Moore or anyone like that.
Nothing like that.
Thin Lizzy guys went into Black Star Riders. This band was nothing.
Yeah, but
you got Phil Lynott in your band, you can't even get fucking signed.
Because that was Phil's fault, man. That was Phil's fault.
No, it wasn't. No. They tried.
It was because it was his reputation for using drugs.
Yeah, he was fucked up at the time. But still, they could still perform. He got through a concert. He wasn't completely fucked up.
You tell me you're going to invest in that. Anyway.
Fair call. Shit.
Anyway, I think it's a ballsy rock song. I think it's pretty cool.
They still wanted to be in a band with him?
Yes, they did because they saw something. But then at the same time... No, I think that if
you're saying they're grifters, Dave,
there's more than one person involved in making a band. I think other people have the same access to a legacy than just one person. But anyway, I think it's a good song. I think it's a thumbs up from me. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I look forward to checking out more in the future, but we'll see what happens in that regard because this got fiery really quick. Let's see what the audience says.
I missed this whole shit. This is the embrace the chaos shit I was talking about.
I was like, go away for a couple of weeks and come back and everyone's arguing again. You know, it's great.
I know, right?
Anyway, good to see you.
And I wonder why people don't talk to me.
Jolie gave it 5 stars. Excellent. Let me get through the audience comments. Jolie's gone, I'll yet to come. Vinny says, Conrad, my old nemesis, because it's been funny because the last time you saw you was when he threatened to take you out. So that was where it's been funny for the last couple of weeks. Adrian's gone, Conrad, what's up? Cool. He's also Kevin's also gone, great Rush shirt, greatest band ever.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Right. You're going to piss Dave off more. Adrian says, good tune. There we go. Nicole says, Leonard Skinner is still the same regardless. Doesn't bother me. So there's another comparison there. Simon, good to see you. He's gone, what about the drummer's current band, Live and Dangerous? That's there too. Vinny is thumbs up on this one. Simon says, Brian Downey's Live and Dangerous. Check them out. Even the bass player singer is coloured with a book of brown hair. Okay. But yeah, Scott Gorham was in Black Star Riders. Not anymore.
He's left. He's done.
Yeah.
I did see him though. That was cool.
Yes, that was cool.
This here behind me, I'm just giving you a bit of tourist. I'm doing some touristy shit. All right, this here behind me is the Natural History Museum. It's a fucking amazing building, and it's incredible. Yeah. All the museums, the 3 major ones. You got the Natural History, the Science Museum, which is next to it, and the Victoria and Albert Museum, and they're all next to each other. And then you got the Albert Hall up the road.
Cool.
So it's a really cool, groovy area. It's called South Kensington. This is where all the rich cunts live. This is where the royals have their fucking flats and shit around here, and Mick Jagger has a fucking place around here, and this is where all rich cunts live. Yeah, you need a bit of money to live around here.
Yeah.
Where Coca-Cola here costs about a can of Coke around here costs about £5. You know. Yeah.
That's a lot of money for a drink.
That's what it's like around here.
Yeah, I do want to get over there at some point. So I'm definitely going to. That's on my travel to-do list. Is parts of the UK, that being part of it as well.
Well, I'll happily play tour guide. You know, if you come to London, I'll show you around. I'll take you to all the rock, bars, show you all the rock and roll venues and shit. I DJ quite a couple of rock bars over here. So
we'll have some fun with that.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
All right. Anyway, I'm sorry for digressing.
It's all good.
Moving on.
Moving on. All right, now we're going to quickly wrap up our Yngwie Malmsteen, the Polydor Years collection here, which is we've had some fun, Conrad, filling in on your behalf, painting in the lines for you. It's all good. We just had a shot at things and just sort of went with it. But last week, just for those that went through things here, I got to go first, and I picked Judas. Belle chose Devil in Disguise. This is all of the Eclipse album. So this is the finale. We're going to wrap up the Polydor Years. The last album was Eclipse. Going to final score and do a recap of that, and then we go. Dave chose Bedroom Eyes. Jeff chose Motherless Child, and Conrad, we gave you Making Love, just as a random hunch for whatever reason off the Eclipse album. There we go, the face to go with it. So then we put it to the audience and got the poll going as we always do. This was an interesting one because we had a tie at 1 and 2, believe it or not. So Nathan Love unfortunately came in last. Bell's Devil in Disguise came in second last. I got middle ground on Judas with 30, which means that Dave and Jeff actually tied at 45 points apiece.
Yeah.
So you both came in first this week, but there can only be one winner overall. Now, the funny thing is that in terms of last week, it was Bell on 100 points, me on 110, Jeff on 125, and Dave about the mark, and Conrad on 130. So we had a pretty pretty tight list at the top. It being done this way has made the final result really interesting because Bell was still at the. I thought I'd go last, honestly. Bell ended up still finishing at the back of the pack on 120 points. I got to 140, equal with Conrad. So Conrad, you and I tied, which meant there was left to Dave and Jeff to pick out the winner. But the thing is that because it was a tie this week between you guys, the status quo from the week before remained, which means Dave won, Jeff came in second. So Dave,
won.
You won.
Good job, buddy. I knew you'd get
I've never won one of these.
There you go. You won this one. So you won the Melon City Polydor Years collection.
Can I win a better one? I mean, that's what
you can try this one now. You can try
no do-overs, man. No do-overs.
Yeah.
Round of applause for Dave. He beat us all for the Melon Scene Polydor Years, which is funny because it was a tie last week, but it was Jeff's idea, and he was very close. Just 10 points. Just 10 points between first and second. So it was a very tight battle.
That's all good. I spoke to him. He's a nice guy. I'm happy with that. Moving on.
I've spoken to him
Zeppelin!
too. Yeah.
Now we're moving on to Zeppelin. Yes, we have. It actually ties in nicely because we're going to take a break in a little bit for a couple of weeks off at the end of June/early July, and this will tie in because there's 8 Led Zeppelin studio albums. We're going to go through and do the same thing now with the Led Zeppelin albums. So we do a reset of the draft order as we always do, and basically going to start off with the self-titled debut album of Led Zeppelin. We go through. We each pick a song, then we take it to the audience to vote on which song they think is the best, and off we go. Belle's got a pen and paper ready to go because she's going to take the notes that she needs for this one. Apollo, she's dry by now, I'm sure, Belle.
Yes. Time for another coat.
Time for another coat. All right, cool. All right. So this being said, we are going to go through in the draft order and pick songs. What song we think is the best from the self-titled Led Zeppelin debut album. Conrad, you got first pick. Now, I know that you sent it to Jeff early on, but now you're here, you can announce it yourself. So what is your choice off of this album? And any thoughts you have on the album as well, just while you're at it? Any thoughts you have on the album and then your pick of the bunch?
I'm gonna take Communication Breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that's a kick-ass rockin', good for an album at that time. For that something to come out like that was pretty, people talk about Sabbath being the birth of metal. I don't know about that, This is pre-Sabbath.
Yeah, I would agree with that, dude.
Yep. Yeah, and then, even before that, you could say Cream. You could say Cream. You could say Cream before that. So, this is fucking in your face. It's good. I like it. It's punchy. Yeah. So, yes. So I'm going with Communication Breakdown.
Nicely
Sabbath
done.
Of Zeppelin 1.
Zeppelin 1. Alrighty. Dave, you get to follow it up. So any thoughts you have on the album and then your pick of the bunch?
Yeah, cool, easy. Awesome album. Not my favorite Zeppelin album, but still awesome. I agree with a lot of what Conrad said. Communication Breakdown wouldn't be in my top 5 from this album, but it's still pretty cool. The Open E Chug. Fucking how many thrash bands use Open E Chug 16? It all starts man. But it's not about that for me. This album is all about Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You, because I fucking adore that song. You got the folky finger picking shit, and then you got the chords, and you got the heavy prog shit happening progressively. Conrad, will you please mute your microphone? You're in the public area.
How about I tell these cunts to shut up?
Yes.
Shut up.
Shut up, you little cunts. Yes.
That'll work well.
Tell all those motherfuckers to fly over here and say that to my face.
Oh, wow.
But all right. Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You. That wins.
Nice. Well, that was my first choice as well. So you've taken my first choice off the board. I like the album a lot. I think it's a great album. It's cool to do this one because we haven't done ever in the history of the show a deep dive into Led Zeppelin. Something we'll have to unpack at some point. not the perfect record. It's never mentioned in the greatest debut albums of all time. I think fair enough too. But there are some great songs in this one too, like these songs have been mentioned already, and also Good Times, Bad Times, for example, that became staples of the band as the years went on. I think, for example, a flatter, not flat, but flatter moment on this one is You Shook Me. I think it's a bit of a down track on the album, but it does serve as a bit of a precursor to the prowess of the Plant and Page combination and how it would work out, along with the rhythm section of John Paul Jones and John Bonham underneath all that too. So there's a lot to take in on this album. I think it's a good, fine, solid album overall. But I think at the same time, this album being where it sits, like maybe not the best album, could also be a victim of the band's sort of quality of work later on too, which is tracks. But this is a good album. Nothing wrong with it at all. Well worth. If you haven't checked it out, please spin it. It's a good fucking album. For my choice this week, because communication breakdown's gone, my first choice is actually bad. I'm going to leave you, so I'm going to go with my third choice, which is Good Times, Bad Times. I think it's one of those timeless songs. It is timeless in lyrical format and also just the music of it as well. It's been covered a heap of times. Well, if you haven't checked it out, there's a few covers out there. I think Godsmack did this one as well, actually, which I enjoy that band and their take on these sort of songs as well. But yeah, it's a good song. It's been covered to death, I think, for good reason. And it's one of those ones that's influential for a number of reasons as well. So I am going to go with that one as my track off of this album, which means, Belle, you're up next because Jeff goes last this week. So what have you got?
All right. So this was my first Led Zeppelin album experience, and it's still my favorite. No, way back. And it's my favorite still.
Okay, cool. That's good.
I don't think I've heard them all the studio albums though. So going into this thinking
now.
about it, which is not the first time recently that I've I've realised that I haven't heard a band's, and especially after what Dave said last week about back, when he had time, he would dig right in. He'd find a band, listen
all
to the whole
legendary
thing.
bands. I can say I've heard everything, but you can't do that these days.
I would have agreed. I would have thought actually that I had done the same, and I'm sure I did for a few bands, but not all of them. It
was kind of expected back then, though. If you liked the band, you fucking liked the band. You had to like everything. It was kind of, you couldn't wear a T-shirt if you weren't aware of every fucking song, every B-side the band released.
Yeah, there was more time and less volume to consume. There was always music.
Yeah, you had time. You don't have that time anymore. There's fucking way too much content.
Now you got Spitfire versus magazines every week, but it's a different beast now in the world. Yeah. But Belle, sorry, we're cutting you.
Look, I'm looking forward to this just so I can say, all right, I've heard them all. But I know this album very well, and Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You was my first choice as well.
Everybody's first.
Everyone Conrad. Who got best pick at it? Billy Conrad. He might win anyway. So I will go with Dazed and Confused.
Nice.
It's a cool song, but it's not a true Zeppelin song. It's not,
a different,
It's not. Cool. Well, it's not actually.
Playing a guitar with a violin bow. How fucking cool is that?
It's fucking great.
Well, that riff, that descending riff, that wasn't written by Led Zeppelin. That was written by someone called Jake, someone who brought it out. Like he's written the original song, and I think Jimmy Page at least was he saw this live and thought, wow, that's a song, and sort of took it as his own and changed it.
Yeah, there's a bit of history.
There's a lot of Zeppelin stuff that it was not original.
Yeah, there's a bit of history with that.
I've heard the original, and I think that he should have been given credit for it, and it shouldn't have been tagged as a Zeppelin song. That there's no other riff like that, and anyway, it's a great Zeppelin song version, whatever you want to call it, and I'm picking it for me. Thank you very much.
Nice. All right, which means, Jeff, you'll go first next week, but this week you have to go last. So what have you got for us?
Are there any songs fucking left on this album? I don't think so.
Yes,
There's 8 songs. There's 5 of us.
Yeah, I know.
There's some great songs left.
Oh, I know there is. I know, yeah, but all the good ones are taken. Let's be honest. Come on.
No, they're not.
All right, then you give up.
Whining little Canadian bitch.
Songs left on it.
Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm just pulling fucking people's legs. All right. I'm a leg puller. Better than an ankle biter. Anyway, I am gonna
leg puller.
Yeah, leg puller. I'm pulling your
third leg puller.
Oh God, here we go.
I think I'm gonna have to go with the song that you dissed right off the bat, Andrew, which was "You Shook Me."
Yes, good song.
It is a good song. It's the only actual 12-bar blues song on the album.
Yeah.
And it's great. I think
I
it's
thought
great.
I Can't Quit You, Baby. Is that a 12-bar blues
That's
song?
more 12-bar blues, I thought, at the end. Yeah.
Maybe at the end. But
hey, did anyone pick How Many More Times? How can you not pick
I love that song. That was
it's a good song.
I couldn't get Daisy confused. I was going to pick
something
that.
About You Shook Me. That You Shook Me. Oh, no. It just got that whole AC/DC vibe thing, too, happening. You shook me all night long. Get it? I'm appealing to all the Aussies out there. Vote for me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're trying. I'm trying.
Everyone's gonna vote for Babe. Give me
maybe we'll see. But there's also the scores to come out of it. It's okay, Jeff. You'll get pick of the litter next week.
I will. Let's up one too. It's a cracker. It's a fucking cracker.
There's good ones there too. So just to quickly recap here, Conrad has communication breakdown. Dave has Babe, I'm going to leave you. I chose Good Times, Bad Times. Bill has Dazed and Confused, and Jeff chose You Shook Me. We'll have a poll coming up in the next few days, so make sure you follow our socials, keep up to date for all that sort of stuff as we go through things. Let's go to audience comments before we move on to the next section here. Rowan says, nice coincidence that just a few minutes I asked for proof of life, this pre-recorded video of Conrad shows up. Well, like, this is some pre-recorded video. Michael said, our dog is called Spitfire. My father, uncle, grandfather, all tied to Spitfires in World War II. The track rocked. I did not consider Phil wiping himself out, etc. I loved the track when I heard it. So there we go.
You have to consider Phil. That's a legend.
Clinic at Music Man's next week. That's part of the reason why this was all timed in so well with the Mammothor stuff that going on there. At Music Land, sorry, yes. Jolie says, take the horns, Dave. So there we go. Sparksy, Jeff, show us your nail polish.
I got no fucking nail polish, bitch.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Use your mates.
I have a horns comment, but I'm going to keep myself quiet.
Okay. Well, Basher says, favorite song from Led Zeppelin is Baby Gonna Leave You. So there we go. Or Baby Gonna Leave You. Rowan says, didn't recognize any of these song names. We'll need to listen to the album tomorrow. There we go.
Dude.
Evan says, too many cover songs on Led Zeppelin 1. Well, there is that Yardbirds crossover there as well. Adrian says,
Yardbirds. Thank you.
Breakdown, cool tunes.
So
from Adrian there. Michael says, Baby Gonna Leave You is awesome at Plant Page. At Rod Laver, fantastic concert. Wow, that would have been fucking amazing.
That would have been awesome. Yeah.
Adrian also says, Jimmy Page is a guitar god. I don't think you'll get anyone disagreeing with that statement. Chewbacca's back. Michael says, oh no, Led Zeppelin cancelled under the Dave Ripoff rule. And Vinny says, so difficult to vote here. I might create a few new Facebook accounts and send each your votes. There we go. It is a good album overall, but let's see what happens with this. All right. So I'm just going to do that for a second. So Conrad, if you want to jump in, I've just muted you because of the background noise, because it is time to move on to Who Am I, the album edition, and I've got my one ready to go in the chamber. So let's see what happens next, because this will be interesting. So again, the rules are, I've got 10 clues here.
Is it Black Sabbath?
No. Just as a free hit there, Dave. Not like last time that I tried this and it was done in fucking 3 seconds. I've made this one a little more challenging, hopefully.
Is this album or band?
Album.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Who Am I? Album edition. 10 clues to guess it. Whoever you get one guess each. After you guess, you are out if you get it wrong. We'll see who gets there first between us here at the show and the audience, because the comments are set to go through. So if you're in the comments, you think you know it, jump in and see how you go. All right. Clue number one for Who Am I? Album edition. Released October 20, 1989, I am the debut album from an American band that was produced by the frontman and other notable producers across at least 5 studios. No takers? All right.
1989.
Yes.
What was the month?
October.
Did you say it was produced by whom?
The frontman and other notable producers across 5 different studios, at least 5 studios.
That's kind of thrown me. I had an idea, but that's kind of thrown me. All right. Nope, not gonna bite yet.
No, same.
Thank fuck, I got past clue 1. Here we go. It was going to be devastating if I didn't. All right, clue 2. The foundation of this album came from the use of studio downtime, quote unquote, where a lot of experimentation was done, out of which came a demo that was shopped around, received quite a lot of interest, which then led to the band signing with TVT Records, who were known at the time for Novelty and Jingle Records.
Could be something a little left field, I think.
Just so you know, Conrad, I put you back on mute again, just so you know if you wanted to jump in.
Yeah, put your hand up or something when you get it.
Yeah. Oh, he can unmute it. He can do it himself. Like, it's just a matter of him knowing that I pushed the button. All right, no takers on that one.
Excuse me, fuckhead.
Okay. So you unmuted yourself for that?
No, hang on. I'm in a train station.
I want to see Conrad get the shit kicked out of him on live TV.
No, hang on. I'm in a tube station and someone barged past me and I'm like, nah, fuck off, man. Can't do that.
Oh, wow.
So,
that was great.
Yeah, sorry.
That's
Anyway,
I'm going to use that.
All right.
Fuckhead.
So polite.
All right. I'm going to mute myself again.
Yeah, okay, do that. All right. All right. From there, we're going to clue number 3. All right, 3. All this said, the promotion of this was largely left to the front man or main songwriter of the band and co-producer Flood, and through that, this album entered the Billboard 200 in February 1990. No. All right. Number 4.
Good one, Andrew. Good one.
Eventually, this album would go on to peak at number 75, largely via word of mouth and the development of an underground following. From there, it went on to attain gold status in the US on March 3rd, 1992. It also peaked at number 67 in the UK and has gone on to be certified gold in that region as well.
Is it, I don't really know. I'm just going to put my hand up. Is it Faith No More's The Real Thing?
Ba-bow.
Oh, all right. I'm out.
All right. Number 5. Following on from there, it went on to be one of, if not the first, independent release to attain platinum certification on May 12, 2003, spending a total of 115 weeks in the Billboard 200, which equals the length of time that the more well-known follow-up album to this spent in the same chart.
Close to a bell. Is it Mr. Bungle?
No.
Fuck.
No, but I think I know what it is now.
All right. Go number 6.
Yeah.
I'm going to look it up somehow.
After going out of print initially, the album was reissued in 2005, and on that edition was added the band's version of Get Down, Make Love, originally by Queen, as a bonus track. All right. Number 7. Going back to the early times of this band, seeing as this was primarily a one-man band in the studio, the live version of this band notably had Richard Patrick, who would go on later to front Filter on guitar. Thought that might be one to give it away. All right.
Oh, motherfucker.
Number 8. With the singles Down in It, Sin, and Head Like a Hole, this album was described as industrial strength.
I got it.
I got it. 9 Inch Nails.
Pretty Hate Machine.
Pretty Hate Machine.
Yeah.
Good job. That's good.
There we go. I got to 8. I figured that one to give it away. Once I said
That's cool. I knew it was something a bit different.
Listen, I'm in the underground. There's a bunch of wretched, horrible school children here, and I'm going to lose connection because I'm going down into a subway. So I'm going to go down into the underground. But we're going to lose connection, all right? But and I'm surrounded by horrible school kids. So,
it's all good.
Bye-bye.
See you, mate. Enjoy the rest of your day if you don't come back. If you do make it or stay, then it's all cool if you come back later on. But yeah, just see how you go. Up to you. But it was good to see you regardless, man, of whatever happens from here.
I'll stay with you as long as I can.
Yeah, awesome, mate. Good. Cool.
Okay, cool.
I'm just going to quickly
cut out, you know why.
Yeah. Cheers for the heads up, mate. Appreciate it. I'm going to quickly recap or go through the rest of the clues here just to finish it off. All right. So number 8 was, with the singles Down in It, Sin, and Head Like a Hole, this album was described as an industrial strength noise over pop framework and praised for giving industrial music a human voice, with the great achievement of this album being that it brought emotional extravagance to a genre that's main theme had always been dehumanization. Number 9 was the tour for this album was quite extensive, beginning with support slots for Jesus and Mary Chain and Peter Murphy, but eventually culminating in opening for Guns N' Roses on the European tour, as well as appearing on the first Lollapalooza festival in 1991. And then my final clue was the main man, Trent Reznor, has humorously described Free Hate Machine, which was going to be, I was going to obviously mute out the album, as the all-purpose alternative album, remarking that if you want a stage dive to it, you can. But if you're a big Depeche Mode fan, you can get what you need out of it as well. Reznor further stated, I like electronic music, but I like it to have some aggression. That first wave of electro music, Human League and Devo, that's the easiest way to use it, to be able to get some humanity and aggression into it in a cool way. That's the thing. This record is a record you can listen to and get more out of each time. To me, it's something like Front 242 is the opposite. Great riff at first. After 10 listens, that's it. Reznor additionally cited Depeche Mode's 1986 album Black Celebration as a driving influence, stating that Depeche Mode was one of my favorite bands and the Black Celebration record took my love for them to a new level. That at that point in time left it as I am 9 Inch Nails Pretty Hate Machine. You guys got it about a minute or so ago. Wow. Kevin, straight off at like 5 minutes before you guys.
Wow.
9 Inch Nails Pretty Hate Machine. So he got there
That's
straight
fun.
away.
Job,
So
Kevin.
Kevin, well done to you over there in the States. Well done.
Indeed.
Straight off the bat. Vinny said Slaughter. Adrian says Conrad takes no crap when it came to the shot on the subway. Nicole says Nirvana, Teen Spirit. No. Basher, though, got the right band a few minutes later. 9 Inch Nails. Vinny says, thanks, Conrad, a foreign correspondent. Adrian says, saw Faith No More with Metallica on the Justice tour. Kevin said TVT Records gave it away. I thought that might for those that were in the know, but it was one of those things that was kind of cool at the same time. Yeah, Connor back for now. Yeah.
When you said 89, my initial thought was Skid Row. I was
okay.
Yeah. So was mine.
So I
was
have
mine.
my collection instead of going for something I think that everyone would guess, because I obviously played too easy on the first edition of this whole thing with Black Sabbath. I went, fuck it, I'm going to go into my collection a bit more, because it's one of the albums that I absolutely used to listen to over and over again.
Oh God, me too. Oh, me too. I love it. Love
Is
it.
it an album or an EP? That
Album.
it was an album. Okay.
Yeah, 10 tracks, I think it was.
Was never a big fan.
I don't think I've ever listened to the entire thing. I
No.
know my brother was
Fucking digital.
like, it was just blasted all the time. But
Yeah.
I heard it, but I don't know if I've ever listened to it.
I heard fucking singles and shit. I'm like, what's this crap? It's fucking digital.
For me, it was one of those albums that, it was something different, and I really, really enjoyed it. After growing up in a very more household, getting something that was completely opposite for me, it was just something that was like, wow, this is cool. And I've been a big 9 Inch Nails fan for a long time. I don't like everything he's done because they've changed a lot over the years. But anything up to The Fragile in particular is a good era. Beyond that, it's a bit hit and miss. But With Teeth is a good album, for example. But yeah, all right. I'm gonna just.
Who's up next? Who's doing the next one?
The next one that would be, I think, you, Jeff, from memory. So that'll be interesting. I have to scroll back through. I think it is you. I didn't copy that.
Officially, you.
Officially.
I'll do it. I got no problem. Yeah.
I think it's officially, this time around. I'm just going to quickly scroll down here. So Jeff would take over after me. So there we go. That is how it would officially break down. All righty. Main event time, people. We're nearly there. Home. The finish line is in sight. Just quickly comments here. Conspiracy Guru says, Phil or not, my personal hero had a project called Grand Slam. Well, that is what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Tonight. So let's not kick that anthill again. Watch later. Watch it back later on. You can go through all the thoughts about that. We shared a lot. All right, King of the Riff time. round one for a new season. It is live albums now. Now, to go through this, as always, we polled the audience, asked for your top 3 live albums of all time. Belden was kind enough to go through and collate a massive list. So Bell has done a lot of work this week with collating that list and also telling the votes for the Polydor Years stuff and also the votes for this King of the Riff session that we're about to go into now. So a big thank you to Belle, as always, for all the work she does behind the scenes, because it saves me a shitload of time. So thank you for that.
Thanks, Belle.
But thanks to Belle's work, we have a top 10 albums. Now, there were some ties in there. Belle, just so you know, the way that I broke the ties was to go through and count the stream plays of the tracks and tally them up and go whichever album had the most individual plays.
Oh,
over the other one.
Fascinating method. Okay.
Painful, but it seemed to be the fairest way to do it. I didn't just go with the monthly listeners. I just went with because it was an album versus album battle.
Yeah.
Go out the album streams and go, okay, that
the
album.
fans talk. I like it.
Yeah.
So there we go. We have a top 10 list, and this week it is the 7th seed, Judas Priest live. Priest live from Judas Priest going up against the 10th seed, the one that just quote unquote scraped in, but no one scraped in. With Slayer live, Decade of Aggression from 1991. That's the 10th seed in this battle here tonight. It's going to be an interesting little battle here. It's the same rules as always. We went through, polled the audience, got the top 10 albums, and we just, this time around, unlike the last series where we had just 1v1, 2v2, we've obviously got 10 albums to get through. We've seen popularity, and we're going to go through this one, and then in the last week, we'll do the last few rounds in one fell swoop to sort of knock out the finale of this one like we have done in the past. All right, it's pretty straightforward. There are reference tracks to both of these in the description box. You should know these albums by now, I'm pretty sure anyways. So here we go. It is King of the Riff Live Albums Edition, round 1. Dave, you're up first.
Priest.
That was easy.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's for every motherfucker who says I don't shut up. One word with you. Done.
Okay.
Quickest ever. Yeah.
Wow. All right, that's a first.
That is
okay.
That's the first for anybody, I think.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's done that. I don't know who's.
You're such a trendsetter, Dave.
Can you just clarify? Clarify, Priest, you mean Judas Priest?
Yeah.
Do we have a second one? Okay, cool.
Not KK's Priest, it was Judas Priest.
Yeah, definitely Judas. All right.
Judas Priest, Priest live.
Wow.
In this context. All right, Belle, you get to follow it up.
Okay, I don't have a lot to say there, but a little more than that.
This is going to be riveting.
Hadn't heard Priest live before, and I didn't know all the songs because I'm not I like Judas Priest, and it's not a case of I love this band, but I haven't heard all the albums like Led Zeppelin. Yeah. It's like, oh, this band's cool, but I didn't really get into them. Anyway, but it didn't stop it from being an enjoyable listen, and they're really tight live, tight as fuck. So that's always good to hear.
Vicious asshole. Yep.
And the crowd were hyped and really engaged with the band. You could just hear them just the whole time and roaring. I just loved it. One small criticism though, and Rob Halford, I assume it was him that was doing the talking, the crowd interaction. I felt he was ticking a lot of cliche boxes. Like there was no, it wasn't very conversational. It was sort of like if he had a script to follow every night, that's what he was following. It just didn't seem.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
It was 87 though, 86, 87.
This was all new back then. It wasn't we've got 30 years from then. It was new then. It wasn't cliched at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, well, okay, so what about Live After Death? Like that, the interaction Bruce had. I'm just trying to use it as a comparison. I think Bruce was a lot more engaging with the crowd, a lot more natural, a lot more, as I said, conversational. As I said, it's a small criticism, and it's my personal take on it. So
just on that, because there's basically no interaction on the Slayer album, so I'm curious how this is going to balance out.
But then that doesn't. There was no cliche interactions. There was.
So now there's no cliche.
Yeah, there's no interactions at all. Anyway.
Yeah.
Nice one,
which is not cliche at all. And I have a question for the Priest fans.
Yeah.
And that is, you could hear just before the last song the sound of I assume it was a motorbike.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to know, was that a real motorbike on stage, or is this just a sound effect?
Alfred comes out on a bike.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I was hoping that would be the case.
That was the real deal. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Yep. Cool. All right. So, Decade of Aggression, I definitely have heard this one, but not for quite a while, actually. And I haven't seen Judas Priest live. I have seen Slayer live. And so listening to this album again, to Slayer in their heyday, definitely got my blood going from the crowd chanting Slayer, 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 as happens at every Slayer gig that I've been to the satanic chanting and the pre-show recording as it was sort of, they were about to come on. It definitely brought back some fun memories. The energy is palpable. The set list is awesome. And I think Slayer live is even better than Slayer in the studio. But the solo is just shit, live recorded, wherever you hear them.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Fucking hell.
So lie.
But that said, I mean, you can't fault this album because of that, because it's not like the solos are shit live, but good on the album. So, anyway, this wins easily for me.
Okay.
Slayer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Slayer for Bell. All right. Now, just a heads up, the audience vote is incredibly close. So I'm curious. Bell and I were curious if this is going to make the same happen here. But Jeff, you're up next. Which way are you going to go?
Okay. So yeah, thank you. So look, I've been on the record saying that I've never been a massive fan of Slayer, live or otherwise. Yep. I do, however, consider myself lucky, as I've officially seen all the big four by when I saw Slayer during their farewell tour in 2019. Yeah. Shock, nearly 5 years into their retirement, they're back like fucking Motley Crue.
They're not the only band, though. That's
I know.
Now, so don't. Yeah,
band only retires when they're dead.
I get it. I get
it. That whole gimmick is broken. We can throw it. I know
it totally is, but
apparently not Grand Slam.
I think it's a good thing because
wow,
that's
you're not a band until you release something official.
Wow. That's a good one like that. That was brilliant. Anyway, kick him when he's down. All right. Anyway.
Fuck that.
Anyway, look, it's one of those things. But look, in regards to Slayer coming back, there's a lot of fans that want them, and so for them, it's great. Now, as I previously mentioned, many years ago, when the Seasons of the Abyss came out, Seasons of the Abyss, let me speak English. That album was my gateway to the band, sort of, right? Like I knew who they were, and I had heard some of their music up to then, but I really had no love for the band. But Seasons for me was different. There were songs that really caught my attention, and as a result, I would go on to learn pretty much, the entire album, and I was in a band that covered all these songs. So yeah, it was cool. And I was just thinking the other day that I would wager that I have actually forgotten more songs than I currently know how to play on guitar. The old adage, use it or lose it, applies.
Yes, definitely.
I was trying to remember actually how to play the song Seasons in the Abyss, and I was struggling bad. I was like, look, I can't. I was like, this is drop D.
It's frustrating, isn't it, dude?
Yes, it is. Feeling. Yeah. And and then I'm like, oh, fuck, I've forgotten more than I know, which is bad. But I think it probably would take me a while to sit down and learn all these songs again. But then I thought, why the fuck would I bother? Seriously, I can't be fucked. So anyway,
wow,
So look, throughout their storied career, Slayer has put out quite a few albums that have garnered a lot of attention.
Yep.
Most of these albums came out before Seasons because back then, when their brand of music was in its infancy, there really wasn't much in the way of choice that we have now. I think for me, the last great album was Divine Intervention, and after that, in my opinion,
Repentless is pretty good. Actually, I'll give credit to Repentless. That was pretty good.
That was their very last album, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the last one.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Until the next one comes out now. Look, I don't think I'm going to offend anybody when I say that of the big four, Slayer are the least talented musically. Yes, they have their own sound, which is great in any band. that has that instant I know who it is gets my respect. Okay, and that Slayer's got that in spades. But musical virtuosos, they ain't. And that is not to say that they're bad. They're not. But they scratch a certain itch that appeals to many people.
I think that on that band, it's been the drummers and Hanneman were the highlights of that band.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. I think I agree with definitely with the drummers thing. Look, I think calling this
there
album
are much better bands, though. Much better.
But you could say that in any genre or anything, right? There's always
that's up for debate. But
but calling this album "Decade of Aggression" was a good move, because I think it's certainly better than the original title, which was meant to be "Decade of Decadence," but Motley Crue beat them to the trademark office and stole it. So that was they originally intended to call this album "Decade of Decadence," but obviously they didn't get a chance. Okay, so enough preamble. What do I think of this 85-minute assault on the senses? Well, back in the day, I listened to it. I must have borrowed the album off one of my mates or something to listen to it. I figured if I'm going to be covering some of their music, I should probably better know how they fucking play it, right? So I did that. And let me just say, I knew what I was going to get right from the start. I think that it's the part of the beauty of Slayer. You know what you're going to get before you actually put the album on. It doesn't matter what album it is, you pretty much know. And I think this is a blessing and a curse. The blessing is they do what they do. It suits them and their fans. The curse is there's been little growth from this band as a band musically. Slayer's been stuck in 1984 perpetually. There's nothing wrong with that.
No,
many bands have a sound that I
agree. Nothing wrong with that except for the fucking decade called the 90s.
Well, yes, but look, all I got to say to that is one word or two words. No, 4 words. Yeah. AC/DC. Same fucking thing. Okay.
One album in the 90s, dude.
Yeah, I get it. But that's the same kind of thing, right? Now, many bands have that distinct
there are
sound.
bands can do it. Yeah.
It's distinctly theirs. And but maybe Slayer a little bit more than a lot of other bands out there like that.
I think in the thrash world, they definitely stand on their own 2 feet with the way they sound.
Absolutely. They do. They have their own sound. And that's, like I said, any band that can have their own sound, you got to give kudos. You got to say, okay, they deserve, that's great. Now, to me, this is kind of going off what Bell just said, because I'd love to have a counterpoint to what Dave said, but there was no fucking review. Priest, right? Yeah. So, but that's a brilliant review, by the way. I like that. I think it's probably cruel to say that Decade of Aggression to me doesn't sound like a live album. Okay, it's pretty much sounds exactly like any other album they put out, studio or otherwise.
There's a lot of fucking overdubs. I know they said on the back no overdubs and like everything.
That they did say that. And I don't know.
They made a point, but bullshit.
Yeah, maybe. But look, there's very little in the way of chatter between songs. I definitely mentioned that, Bell. Exactly what you said. Of course, and the album itself was actually recorded all over the place, and Rick Rubin was the producer. But was there no attempt to equalize the sound, to make the songs sound like they were all recorded in one place, even though each song tells you where it's recorded? Like, you listen to the songs like at Wembley, and you listen to some of the other songs, like, whoa, they sound completely different. Like, what the fuck? So obviously that they didn't care.
Chopping and changing,
they obviously didn't
sometimes
care.
vocals up, other times the guitar up. It was a bit weird.
Yeah, look, the sound isn't bad. It's just samey. It's from beginning to end. It's fucking same, right? Now, in stark contrast, Priest Live sounds like a live album. It's dynamic. You get the distinct feeling that this is indeed a band playing live. And this is not the best live album that Priest ever did. No way, without a doubt.
It hasn't sold well.
Unleashed in the East.
It barely got to gold, this album.
Yeah. Unleashed in the East shits all over it.
Yeah,
right?
Much better.
Absolutely. However, I prefer the songs on live, because to me, most of the songs are coming from that classic era of Screaming for Vengeance, Defenders of the Faith. And that to me is my personal favorite era of the band. From 82 to 84. Now, since we're pitting one live album against another live album tonight, I'm not going to mince words. Priest Live shits all over Decade of Aggression. And it's not even my personal taste.
Easily.
It's not even my personal taste liking Priest more than Slayer, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I clearly do. But for example, take any guitar solo from Priest live, and I guarantee that one solo is going to be melodic and memorable. The same cannot be said for Slayer. Kerry King can't play lead guitar to save his fucking life, and Jeff Hanneman, while he's better, it's far from a virtuoso. And look, I said, once again, I'm not really speaking here from personal preference. This is just a fact. KK Downing or Glenn Tipton shit all over the lads from Slayer in pure talent and ability.
Easily.
And then there's Halford. Do I even have to go there? In all fairness,
I'm going to interrupt. I'm being a cunt. I know I shouldn't interrupt.
All right, here we go.
I can't hold back.
Let me mark my spot.
The Priest live album is obviously from one show. The Slayer album is from, we might have gotten this song right at this concert, and we'll take this one from here, and 20 fucking months ago, we'll take this one. It's a fucking collaboration. It's not a singles live show. It doesn't match up fairly. The Priest album is a great representation of what Priest did live.
It was more than one show, Dave. Yeah,
it was more than one show, Priest. Doesn't
it just sounds
I know, but it's mixed in a way that you can't really tell.
Yeah. So it's a better produced.
Better produced stuff. That's right.
Yeah. I'll just shut the fuck up.
No, it's fine. So look, in regards to Halford, I wrote, do I even go there? In all fairness, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but does Tom Maria actually fucking sing? That's debatable. If what he does counts as singing, because it's closer to a fucking rap than actually singing. He just blah 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 blah. He pits all the lyrics. It's like the same thing over and over again.
Now, don't get me wrong. I've got a note on that, but I think that there is a purpose to what he does, and he does it very well.
Absolutely, but it's not really singing. You don't hear any operatic vocals. Singing. You don't hear any him holding notes and going.
They're not the only band that don't do singing, so I don't think that's.
But we're comparing album versus.
Do you know metalcore? Metalcore don't sing. That's apparently fantastic.
Well, actually, a lot of metalcore bands do sing.
They sing like fucking boy bands.
Yeah, that's
my point. No, they don't. Have you not heard Howard Jones sing? They are one of the original.
They weren't fucking Killswitch weren't a metalcore band. They were new wave of American heavy metal, as far as I know. But they were fucking shit band last week. Whatever the hell that fucking metalcore band last week was, that was
Marcus Bridge from Northland. He can't sing. They are metalcore. Like you can't say that.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, they're an exception. Like fucking Polaris that we did last year. There's a very small exception to the rule, but 98% of the fucking metalcore is shit.
No, but I would argue but there's other things too. Just quickly here, that the things like Parkway Drive, where it's pitched screaming, that's a different skill as well. Like that. Means
I agree.
Yeah. Anyway,
look, I would go so far as to say, in my opinion, Tom Araya just speaks the lyrics in syllables rather than actually singing the lyrics.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like there's no way you could say, Tom Araya took singing lessons from this school or from me or what. What? No.
Out of the big four vocalists, he's not the singer.
He's the least of all the vocalists in the big four by far. You know, and
he's not Joe Belladonna. Like,
no, he's not. And you know what? Really
can we replace Slayer with Testament in the big four and just be done with it, because they don't deserve to be there?
I agree. Testament.
Interesting debate. That one. That would be interesting.
That is a good.
Fuck off Slayer. Bring in Testament. All Slayer are good for is fucking anger.
Testament had their chance to be in the big four. They didn't cut it.
Yeah,
but
I'm not even you, but I'll tell you,
Testament were 2 years behind with their first album. That's all that kept them out.
Well, they weren't pioneers then, were they?
But they should have. Fuck being a pioneer if you're fucking Slayer. Testament were a much better band.
Oh yeah, and musically you can't argue it. You could, but you'd be fucking wrong. The thing is, what pissed me off about Slayer, it being in the big four, is that concert in Bulgaria where the big four recorded that thing and Slayer refused to get up and play that fucking song. That they should have been like, okay, yeah, fuck off. We're bringing Testament in. Seriously, that was a shit thing to do. And it's like it's recorded forever now. Like, we don't think that we're going to
actually ties in
headlining. We're big four. We deserve equal billing. No.
A bit of grace goes a long way. But anyway,
indeed. So look, I'm sure I've pissed off enough Slayer fans tonight. That really wasn't my intention. But it's not hard when it's up against an album like Priest Live, and I think all the talent found on that album with those musicians, really, it's not even fucking close. I look, at the risk of coming across as a complete douche, and believe me, it would not be the first time. Maybe I'm overreaching, and I respect the other hosts.
No, Jeff, I'm the king of the cunts. I'm the king of the douches. You have nothing on me, man.
Maybe you're right. But look, what I wanted, just want to finish what I wrote. I respect the other hosts to the ends of the earth. All of you guys. I respect all of your opinions. And ultimately, I can only speak for myself, but I honestly can't see how Priest Live could or can possibly lose against this shit. For my money, it's a no contest. That's it. And that's my review.
All right.
Priest wins.
Bill,
sorry, Bill.
On tenterhooks, because it's funny because these sort of what I was saying to Bill, because Bill gives me the results before we go live, obviously, so I can have things in. So we have a quick little chat, like in text form. And we were saying before that it's going to be really interesting, this whole live battle series, because I think it's going to be very, very tight the whole way through. Yeah. It's going to be really interesting. And this battle from the audience side of things was literally as close as it gets. I will get to that in due course. It's funny, like we talked about Priest Live, I mentioned before, it's funny how it didn't sell that well. Like it barely got the gold status. It's a really good album for mine. It's got a great track list, great collection of songs for Priest Live.
Production
Slayer, but also Slayer though has a great collection of tracks. I loved in particular that the South of Heaven moment, like when that comes in, that you can actually almost visualize the red light, the smoke, the atmosphere. And that
I agree.
It's in your mind. And it helps if you've seen these bands live.
Like the solo for Seasons in the Abyss. He's just fucking slamming on the whammy bar. It's
I'm getting to the guitar work, Dave. Give me a minute. I will get to the guitar work. I have a note on that. Believe me.
Yeah, you have to.
But the thing is, I've seen both bands now, and when you've seen both bands, we've also, Dave and I have both done deep dives on both these bands too. We did the Slayer series. We've also done the Priest v Maiden series. We've done these things. We've done these bands a fair bit over the years.
I've seen them both.
So being familiar with their work, seeing them live, this makes a really interesting counterpoint or battle point for me, because I can get the appeal of both these bands pretty easily. I'm going to disagree with Bell. I think Slayer are better on record than they are in the live environment. I've thought that since the first time I saw them years ago. But this, it's funny because it is going to come down to taste, I think, ultimately, because it comes down to what you want. If you want a band that's going to be, your pure performers, you're going to go with Priest. If you want a full frontal fucking assault, which plenty of people want, that is going to be Slayer. You're going to get, they're two entirely different beasts. So what it comes down to for me is more about execution than anything else. Now, I'm going to just rip the bandit off. I'm going to go with Judas Priest on this one. Sorry, Belle, I know, but I'm going to go with Priest.
No. Sorry, continue.
No, but I have my reasons for that, and that is because, there is the guitar tag team of Tipton and Downing, and for me, that is going to beat Hanneman and King. It's so hard to... If you listen to one versus the other in a live setting, especially with, I know that there was a comment that said, I love the guitar centric mix of the Slayer album. I'm going to disagree with that personally. For me, taste wise, I want a balanced album, and this one was really, sometimes it was like really pushed up, and I'm like, if you're going to push it up that hard, like at least make sure you hit the fucking notes. Like it's going to be,
it's just like,
and it's like, okay, I get what they're doing in their band, but for me personally, that's not what I'm looking for. But I love the albums. But this is where it irks me, because I like the studio albums. I really enjoy their studio work. That's why I think they're better there than they are live. Because live, the way they've done this album, you can't get away with it. On the studio, they can trick it. They just made it work in the studio better than it does live. Also, on this note, Priest was released 4 years or so before the Slayer album. For me, the Priest album sounds a hell of a lot better. And there's going to be a thing here for me, which is going to be a recurring theme. So Dave will know this one, and he's obviously ducked out to get a drink. But anyone that knows me and how I feel about live albums knows that I want it to feel like a concert. I wanted to feel like I am there. And Priest did that a lot better. Their fade outs and fade ins are where the flips on the album sides are, which makes sense on the Spotify playlist. It's like they fade out and fade in for side A, B, C, D. Like those sides are there. That's where the fade ins and fade outs are. On the Slayer album, they were random as fuck. And it didn't feel like a live album. Me out of a live concert experience. So when I want to listen to or watch a live show, I want to feel like I'm in that moment, in that room with that band. If you do those fades, and it's really not hard, seriously, to fake it with just crossfading crowd noise. You can do it and get away with it. I think it's lazy to just fade out and then fade in and not give the listener the impression that you're at the show. That's what a live album is for, right? It's not meant to be a live collection of songs. It's meant to be a live show. That's my point of view on a live album.
A good way of doing it. Yeah.
Otherwise, don't sell it as a live album. Put it as a compilation or whatever else you want to put it as. But I feel like if you're going to present it as a show, make it a show. So that to me will be a recurring theme. But the bands that do that better will get my vote. It'll take something special to beat my vote on my stance on that. Like that is important to me. I think that was incredibly important to me. I think
I agree with what Andrew just said. Yeah. If it's going to be a live album, it should be a show, not a fucking compilation.
Every live album we've reviewed, Dave, I've always brought that up. Every single time, I always bring it up. It's such a bugbear for me that it pisses me off. Actually, if you take me out of the show, it loses me. Don't make me.
Yeah, like fading out between tracks where the audience fades down. It's not a live fucking experience if you do that shit.
Yeah. So yeah, in this context and on the technical execution side of things, whilst it does all those, like the Slayer album does good things, like I said, the moment of the South of Heaven and the way it flows on for the next couple of tracks after that was like a highlight moment. Those 3 or 4 tracks there in the middle of the album, just about, or just maybe the second third of the album kind of thing, that was such a cool moment. It's like, why didn't you just do that the whole way through? But they didn't, for whatever reason. This is going to piss people off, I know, but I couldn't get past it because the first song, right, is Hell Awaits. And that made Tom Araya sound like the blackened thrash version of Scatman. It really wasn't a good mix or fucking presentation, because it is him going and it's like, and that's the one time they put his vocals up in the mix. It's like, oh my fucking god, like, did you try to fuck this up?
It's not easy to listen to.
Once that was in my head, I couldn't get rid of it. I could not. And it was because the rest of the album beyond that point is actually really good. Like, it was just that moment. It was like, he sounds like a thrash scat man at this. Like, it just, you couldn't make out a word. It was like he was doing mouth warm up exercises vocally, and just fucking bang.
Yeah,
and like,
that's what I'm telling you, man.
Yeah. And if I'm going to rip on Vince Neil,
worth talking about.
If I'm going to rip on Vince Neil for his work, I'm going to rip on Tom Araya for that one. Like, there was no clarity to that at all. If you didn't know the lyrics of that song off by heart, you have no idea what he's saying in that moment. And
I had no idea because I don't know the fucking words.
Tell me what it was.
Yeah, and it's not worth putting in the fucking effort.
No, that's a horses for courses thing there. Look, I've done this to death. I do honestly believe there are no bad albums, because I do like both bands on record. I've seen both bands live. I like them live, but for me, it's the same thing here. Priest impressed me. Slayer the second time around on the farewell tour, that was good. The first time around was pretty lackluster for me. They didn't have that energy and attack that I was expecting from them. On the second time around, it was much better, like much better. If you got to see them on the farewell tour, that was fucking good. But on this album, the way it was put together, how it feels cobbled together versus a complete live show, which is what the Priest live album feels like, even though they're done over different nights, different arenas, all that kind of stuff. One feels like a show, the other one doesn't feel like a show. If I'm gonna boil it down to one thing, that's what it's going to be for most of this series for me. So it's going to come down to that, and that's why it is Judas Priest for me. Again, apologies to the Slayer fans. I know that you love this band and well deserved, but for me, but for me, that's why it's important to justify why you have an opinion. But the flip side to this, though, is that, like I said, the audience choice on this was literally, Belle went and did a recount just to make sure she got this right. That's what we were chatting about before we went live. Like, she actually took the extra time just to make sure, because she wasn't going to sleep tonight if she didn't make sure it was right, was what she told me. Because we lean on Belle to get things like that taken care of for us. So in that context, right, this was quite a popular poll. So thank you, everyone, for jumping in. At the end of the day, it was decided literally by one vote.
No way,
One
really?
vote. You couldn't get it any closer than this. It was one vote, and that was to Judas Priest. Judas Priest pipped Slayer by one. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the next rounds do. I'm going to go to audience comments in a second because I know we've got those coming through. But this was fun. This is a good way to kick it off. Next week,
for the record, did Conrad say? Did you?
We didn't get him. We didn't get his. We know
his
he
vote
sent you the
was,
proxy.
yeah.
We knew. I think if people know Conrad, we know which way he's going. It's going to go with Priest anyway. So
it's Priest. I can confirm that it's legit. He did.
Yeah.
I've got it on text.
Yeah. And also, just for the record, in case there is a tie, I've made the rule in the past where the higher seed will be the one that goes through in case there's a tie in our environment. So that's just to make sure there is a tie break facet there in all things. But next week is going to be interesting because, Dave, how are you going to go with this? Because next week is live shit binge and purge from Metallica versus Nightwish Showtime Storytime.
Yeah. It's teenage Dave versus 30s, 40s Dave.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. So that's what's coming up next week. So get ready because there'll be another poll coming up in a few days about that one online. But that's next week's battle. Let's go to the audience and see what.
Don't worry, I'll do it. I might just fuck it and just do another one-word review.
Oh no, please!
You can't have that one, Dave. You can't
that
have
one.
Come on! How many people told me to shut up a few weeks ago? So I can fucking learn.
2 words. 2 words.
No.
You're here. Say what you want.
You have to talk about both.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't because you know.
Yeah, you do.
Both of these fans.
No, I can get by with just saying one word because I can. Because that's how it's done these days. Less is more. Fuck it.
That's more.
Yeah. All right.
Don't want to upset people by talking too much. I might get, all types of fucking weekly comments and told to shut the fuck up.
Not seeing this happening, but okay. Quick comments here before we go through. Adrian says Slayer is so brutal. Mandatory suicide and War Ensemble.
War Ensemble was good.
Brutal, yeah. What else can you do? One big fucking pony.
Jeff, please no batting off on this live album review. Kevin, though, said, got to go with Decade of Aggression over Priest live. If it was Unleashed in the East, it would have gone with Priest. That is probably the better of the albums, but it is interesting. Yeah. Sparksy has gone better guitarist, Kerry King or Jeff Hanneman. I answered that. I said Hanneman. For me, personally.
Between those two, none, but we'll go with Hanneman.
Yeah. Brett says, oh, good to see you, Brett. Thanks for jumping in. Slayer's Hell Awaits from 83 is my choice, one of the greatest. So there we go.
Fuck off. These are my friends. They're all fucking voting against
me. You, are they?
Absolutely. Fuck you, Brett.
Oh, here we
Fuck
go.
You, Sparksy. Yeah.
Adrian says, side note, Kerry King played on No Sleep Till Brooklyn Beastie Boys. Well, there we go.
Yeah, that says everything right there, fucking rap. Right. Yeah, you're going to use rap to defend Slayer. That's going to help.
I know. My favorite Slayer album is Suffer Heaven. That is a good album. Sparksy and Adrian, I played that to death on Guitar Hero, I presume. Adrian says, saw Slayer, craziest bit I've ever been in. They are fucking nuts live. I will say that. Adrian says, Sparksy, cool. They're going back and forth. I can play. I like to play. Okay. Good stuff. They're chatting back and forth. Now I'm going to let this go through. Adrian says, I saw Slayer with Pantera, one of the loudest gigs I've been to. You could feel Vinnie Paul bass drums in your chest. Pantera were, with Motorhead, the loudest band I've ever seen.
Wow.
Yeah, Pantera and Motorhead, the two loudest bands I've ever seen. Brett says,
I think might be from me.
Yeah, Pantera definitely. Adrian says Slayer was fresh. Side note: Paul Bostaff was in a band called Forbidden Evil before he joined Slayer, another great Bay Area band. Paul Bostaff is underrated. His work is fucking fantastic. Adrian says Slayer is just brutal. I disagree with that take, Jeff. Slayer are kings of thrash riffs, and that's.
Riffs wise, yes, but their lead playing is garbage. I'm a guitar player, I can say that.
I agree.
I agree.
Yeah, I think everyone can agree with that.
Why did people champion Ringo crap?
Their rhythm is good. Like it was tight.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but that's it.
Well, that's why I picked Hanneman as a better guitarist than Kerry King.
He is a better guitarist, or was a better guitarist.
Like, yeah, I like half this band, but I think they're fucking fantastic. I'm gonna
by degrees.
I don't care.
Adrian says, I remember when I
first
career
off being half a good band.
Was a huge Slayer fan back in the day. Slayer are not the best solo guitarists. It's not about the solo for Slayer. The guitar riffs are about what is so good.
But why do they even fucking bother?
Here's one for you, Dave. Kevin says Testament should be in the Big Four over Anthrax also. So
I don't know about over Anthrax.
Fuck off, Slayer. Anthrax are way better than Slayer. Jesus Christ.
We had that battle. We did that battle. It was a bit of fun.
Anthrax predates all of them.
Yeah, I know.
Their earliest band. Yeah.
Adrian says Testament, another killer Bay Area band. So many times Testament were called Legacy before Testament. That's a good point as well. Okay. Adrian says these guys don't understand. Back in the 80s, thrash bands were fresh and new. Well, yes, they were. They started a whole fucking movement. And Michael says, geez, Jeff didn't crap on about Sentinel being the best Priest track ever, which is not Dodge the Bullet. So there we go from Michael just to break things up there. Here we go. Sparks, he's gone, Adrian, you might have to do a guest appearance with all your knowledge, champ, would be good to listen to. So there we go. But Adrian says, I grew up in a Bay Area, went to so many gigs. I remember when Metallica, Testament, Death Angel, Exodus got signed, all these bands moved to the Bay Area to get signed. That was a fucking moment in time. I wasn't there, obviously, but fuck, that was, you look back on things and it's just like,
there's a doco called Bay Area Thrash or something like that. It's on, on Amazon, I think.
Yeah.
It's good.
There's a lot of docos.
There's some good ones out there.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
There's some really good ones that are really well put together. Adrian says there'll never be anything like music scene back in the 80s. Well,
this is true.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get back to that again. The whole world's just so different now. Joel says, yes, I've seen Priest live in concert and the presentation on the live album was just that for me. So there we go. Michael says, live show, awesome. Andrew answers, what the hell is a live album? Great review. So there we go. Thanks for the kind words there. Had to be tight. So that's from Guru, who had the Slayer pick early on. Michael said, close photos expected, but I did not know who'd win. So nicely done there from Michael. Adrian said, another great thrash metal bands from the Bay, Violence and Forbidden Idol. Yes, underrated, actually. What do we got here? So Bash says, love your reviews, Dave. Don't worry about the other negative comments. They are flogs. So there we go.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you.
There's Basher.
I love your reviews.
It's Basher. So there we go.
You're a good dude, man. You make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
In fact, I've been feeling really nostalgic this year and this week. I really have. And just chatting with people in bands on Saturday night. That's why I still do this shit after fucking 11 years.
Yeah,
it takes a lot of time, work, effort, and sacrifice to do this every fucking week. For the lifetime of my son and the time I've spent doing fucking reviews, simply because chatting with a person in a local band and realizing that you're a good fucking human. You're not just a good songwriter. You don't write good songs. You're not just exceptionally talented. You're a good dude. That's why I will go that extra fucking mile. That's why I haven't walked away in the past 11 years. No disrespect to every motherfucker that's been on this panel. They've all had bands. They've all had something else self to promote. I have nothing to gain from this. It's never been about me. It's always because I love what you guys do.
Yep.
So fuck you to anyone who says I don't shut the fuck up. Fuck you.
Don't worry about that.
Who said? Did someone actually say shut the fuck up? I don't know.
Jump on YouTube. Look at weekly comments. That's all I'm saying. Fuck you.
Okay.
All right. Well, I didn't know. I'm unaware. So anybody that out there that says that sort of shit, fuck you.
Fuck you.
You shouldn't do that. That's not nice.
Fuck you.
But,
all right. Well, Guru just
he
says the guitar chase in the Sentinel is from the top shelf. So there we go. I believe solo. Adrian says Metallica no contest. Guru says Sledge not tight enough. So there we go. Metallica for next week. Jolie says you got to fight for your right to party. Well, we're doing that anyway.
Yeah.
And Kevin says a lot of rage on the show today. There's some angry opinions today, but this is where we get into the night.
Embrace the chaos. This is what we do. We are not like any other beast.
We are not, and I don't think there'll be anything like us after we're done, whatever that is either. Because it's not going to be done anytime soon. Don't worry about that. But it's just sort of like we're here for the long haul, folks. So you either love us or you don't, and that's okay. Either way, it's all
I'm
good.
like syphilis, man. Once you got me, I'm not going anywhere.
You know, there is a cure for that, but yeah.
Is there a cure or a vaccine?
I think there may be. Well, I don't know.
I'm not sure about a cure. I think there's a vaccine.
Maybe just a vaccine. Yeah, maybe.
I think if it
well,
goes
there's treatment for it anyway. There's treatment.
There's treatment. Yeah. But if you don't get it soon enough, I think you're still fucked.
Yeah.
Michael's gone THRS, not Triple M. That's very true.
That's
if you
fucking.
I know you've watched us over the years, so you know how much we fucking have railed.
Triple M love us.
Oh, they hate us. I know that for a fact.
I know Jimmy's got the fuck the Triple M, but you know that would be an awesome shirt.
Yeah,
yeah.
Jimmy doesn't talk to me. But you know what? At the gig on Saturday night, Brendan from Sisters Doll says we've been submitting stuff to Triple M for 14 years. They finally played one of our songs. They actually played the Sisters Doll song on Triple M. Wow. Couldn't believe it.
I mean, well done, but wow.
Hell froze over, man. Yeah, that's a good for a local band like them to get a song played on Triple M. That's fucking incredible.
Shit that took
so long. Like if they're gonna play it, good. Like
yes,
I'm not gonna sit there and rag on.
Not fucking easy.
No. And I'm not actually giving credit to Triple M here at this point in time. Like we've
they actually did something good.
Yeah, we've had our battles with them in the past. Believe me, but it's a case.
I don't know why they won't talk to me.
Oh, I know why.
My phone number's blocked for some reason.
I know why they don't talk to us. That campaign, Hey Radio Support Oz Rock, that put us in the bin forever for those guys.
Yeah,
they don't like us at all. Final comments here. Guru's gone, good night, and fuck you. So there we go. It's all going around. Adrian says, Dave, we love you. Don't get so down. So we're getting some more
it's really fucking hard. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry to personally bring this shit, but thank you. That's why I can come back. Thank you.
Yeah. We do love you, Dave.
We do.
Even though you don't like Rush like I do, I still love you.
Yep.
Man, when you posted that shit, it was like the right moment because I have been very nostalgic this week.
Yeah,
I remember that fucking night, and
that was a good.
I remember meeting you for the first time, and you're fucking. I just can't do that band, but your passion for that band, I respect and love that. Yeah. So I get it.
Thank you.
We always find common ground. Belle, you awake over there? We haven't put you to sleep yet, have we?
I'm
sorry, Belle.
I'm just like bed calls.
Yes, we got to wrap this up. So I'm going to go to comments. We're going to bin and get out of here. All right. So Michael says, yeah, Dave, we all rate you. Negative comments, publicity, and no such thing. So there we go. Or no such thing as bad publicity from Michael. Vinny says, I'd love to keep Triple M in the non-binaries. Fuck, here we go.
That's a perfect example of a fucking non-binary radio station.
Okay. Anyway, all right.
Perfect. Like that would be
let's do this. Let's get out of here before it is silly o'clock. And
Triple M, music that rocks these days. Triple M, non-binary little bitch.
All right, time to go to the bin and then get out of here. Dave, what are you putting in the bin this week?
Okay, look, I had a one-word review. I got a few bins this week. I'm sorry. As I mentioned at the start, I've been cooking this week, but I'm binning firstly myself for forgetting to add the red wine to the spaghetti that I cooked on Monday night.
Right.
Oh no!
Like forgetting, like I legitimately forgot. By the time I remembered, I couldn't add it because I didn't want my kids to go to bed drunk. When Julia got home, she'd be like, "Are the kids asleep?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're sleeping it off."
Yeah.
It wasn't because I wanted to drink it tonight. It just happens to be all gone. Next week, I might get into the rice wine because there's nothing left and there's no money. The kids have birthday coming up.
Yeah.
So next week is going to be a different Dave. Number 2, Jade's school bus driver, because he didn't stop for 3 stops and she had to walk the long length of the street.
Wow.
And she thinks he was stoned or something, but he wasn't, right, because it's like he missed 3 stops. So fuck you, dude.
That's weird. Yeah.
Okay. Getting serious for a moment. I went birthday shopping yesterday, and I'm not a nervous parent, but I'm like, I have a brain. I'm responsible. I can walk into a room and notice a hazard, and I don't like freak my kids out. I just remove potential hazards.
Yeah.
So when I was at the shopping center, and I saw some dumb fuck with his toddler on his shoulders, holding one leg, going up an escalator. Are you a fucking stupid cunt? Wow. Because it just takes one little mistake. It's not called a purpose. It's called an accident. If somebody rushes past you, or if your other kid falls down and you reach with both hands because that's what you do to grab your other kid, this little fucking kid is going to fall. I don't even want to think about what that's going to be like.
Yep.
Some people just don't fucking think. Also on my shopping expedition, using self-serve at the shops. Now, I worked in retail for 18 years. I was here when this came in, and they said, it's cool because the budget of checkout people is going to go to other divisions of the store. Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. That never happened. You are a lying motherfucker. But I adapted. You get used to using these self-serves. But then you've also got this poor cunt in the corner, hating his life, looking so bored because he has to supervise to make sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And when you walk past this person, you kind of feel obliged to say, thank you. So I walked past this person and said, thank you. And then I'm thinking, why did I thank you? You didn't do anything. I did the fucking work. Fuck you. You didn't do shit. But I still feel obliged to thank you.
Oh, wow.
I have more.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like 20 minutes before we went live, I got invited to a high school reunion.
Wow.
Now, if I'm talking to you in 2024, that means we're friends. And my friends, blood brothers. If I'm not talking to you, I probably didn't like you 30 years ago, so fuck off.
Oh.
Okay, as I said, nostalgia. I've been going through a lot of old CDs and missing CDs. That is not a cool thing. When you know you own something, you can't find it, especially when it's a signed CD from a local musician. It's really frustrating.
Yeah.
Arcane Saints in the Shade of the Juniper. I own that CD. I cannot find it.
Ouch.
It has to be somewhere.
It'll be somewhere, man. It'll turn up.
It has to be. I don't know, but fucking Mike signed that shit and cheap, but it's somewhere. I can't find it.
It'll be around.
Yeah, that's my bin. I have a couple more bins. I've been sitting on a few bins. They involve Julia, and I've been.
Oh, maybe I should put you on mute.
Yeah, maybe you should. And I've been sitting on these for a couple of years, and I'm not supposed to say anything.
No,
and I've been tempted, and I said I was going to do one. But I won't.
It's not worth it. Don't do it, man. Don't cross
so
that line.
Fucking tempting.
I know, but don't cross that line because you can't take it back. All right, let's move on. No. Jeff, what are you putting in the bin?
Okay. Now I'm going to do a little bit of naming and shaming here. So I want you to make my screen big.
All right, you want to go solo layout? All right, cool. Here we go. Solo layout for Jeff.
All right, so this is my name and shame. These cunts. Can you read that? Love that experience. Barrack Mitsubishi can get in the fucking bin. Love that experience. Are you fucking kidding me? Don't buy. If these cunts have a sale where they're giving away free cars, call them up and say, fuck off.
Yep.
The car's fine, but the bullshit that I want, you can take me out of,
Oh, okay. So you want to get out of solo view?
Yeah.
You don't. All right.
I'm done. But the thing is, the car is fine. And but it was love that experience. To get there, it was like, are you kidding me? The shit that they put me through just to get there. No, I do not love that experience. And they can kiss my fucking ass. So I won't be taking
fucking raging tonight.
Barrack Mitsubishi. Yeah. Nope.
Hard rock show is cheaper than fucking therapy.
Okay. That's where it's at the moment.
Jeff, tell me about your mother.
Oh God, let's not in the live stream. We have bells.
She was a lovely woman, but yeah.
Oh, she likes bells.
All right. Well, speaking of bells, that's a segue
now. But yeah,
Bell.
Bell.
Sorry, this is going to bring things down again.
That's okay. I'll fix it after.
Okay, good. So I had a shitty day on Friday because I was getting sick, which, as you know, resulted in me getting really sick. But it was also shitty because my cat died. The cat that has been around for, like, she would have been, I reckon, we're not sure, but like maybe 20 years old. Wow. And I've had her for a long, long time. Like, she predates. She's outlasted other cats that I've had, other dogs, like just so many animals, and she's just been this constant. She's just, it was just a lovely girl, and you know, I saw her in the last few months. No,
sorry,
she deteriorated, and it was hard to watch, but
did you take her in to send her off, or did she?
No, I found her. She was out on the back deck. She used to it was a sunny day. She was in the sun on her mat, and she was there. And then I took Ellis. I had to take him to school. That's right. Like I had the day off. I still had to take Ellis to school. I came home and I found her. She was gone. So it was shit. So anyway, I've been really. Oh, it's just She was just such always there.
Yeah, on behalf of us all, sincere condolences. I think I speak for everyone.
Thank you.
Those moments, and we all know what that's like. So no,
it's a family,
and they are
family.
So
she definitely was. She was. She came from the mainland.
What was she
moved? Freebie, and that was Freebie because she turned up at the door and just decided to live. Decided to live there. I'm gonna live here.
I know a good person when I see it, and she was happy for the rest of her life.
Yeah. So she traveled, to various places, stayed here for a few years and here, and
all those years and all those changes. But remember that she was happy to stay for all that time.
She stopped
always. She had a good life. She'd always lived somewhere nice and always, just had everything she wanted, and she didn't want to go. She just kept hanging in there, and I'm like, oh, you poor old thing. And,
ticks off.
Yeah. So I was sort of relieved, I guess, in a way, because she would have been in a bit of pain and, arthritis, and her back legs didn't work properly, and she started to get in like all the things, like her body had shut down, and she was deaf, and but it still was really hard.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it. That's my bin.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah. We've all done it, I think. So no, again, for what it's worth, condolences. You can tell me when things like that come up. You need time to do whatever you got to do. Don't feel like you can't tell me when things are going on behind the scenes. All right. I'm gonna bring this home with a bit of a lighter note, which is yes and no light note, but whatever. I'm gonna put sour grapes in the bin, but most notably the great Shaquille O'Neal. Fuck you. For those that don't know,
he's still alive.
Yeah,
he's still alive. He's one of the greatest basketball players. All those kind of things. But the thing is, right? We talked earlier about having a bit of grace, and he did not handle the announcement of Nikola Jokic winning his third MVP very, very well. For those who don't know, Shaquille O'Neal only won one, and he was making it all about how he felt slighted over the years of him not getting his MVPs, and fucking then he turned it on to Jokic about, I think someone else should have won it, not you. Sorry, no disrespect. That whole fucking thing about no disrespect, go and get fucked. If you mean disrespect, just fucking spit it out and get it over and done with, you piece of shit. Like, you might be a great player, but you're a shit fucking TV host. So Shaquille O'Neal, you big fucking bastard. You might be the president of the big man's club, but you're a fucking idiot. Get in the fucking bin.
Nice.
Not hard to just show a bit of grace, have a bit of decorum, and celebrate someone else's success. If you don't do that, if you do what you did today, you come across as petty and small-minded and like a half-wit. So just fuck off. Like, don't care how good you were. What you're doing now is going to sour that shit for a long time to come. So don't be a dickhead. If someone does, that's half the problem with the world today. Just fucking celebrate other people's successes. It's a good thing when people are happy. That's not a bad thing at all. Just like embrace.
For some reason, though, the past 20, 30 years, as soon as somebody's happy or successful or achieves something more,
wants to bring them down.
Yeah,
that's all people can do these days.
It's stupid.
So it is fucking ridiculous, but that's what society is built on in the past 20 years.
We all feed that
You
beast.
can't. You're not allowed to be happy. You're not allowed to be successful. You're not allowed to achieve something better than everybody else does.
Yes, you can.
Because
no,
you can't, because people just fucking bring you down.
But this is why you don't
should be able to. But you can't.
People think I don't care. But the thing is that in this context, I'm putting a great big NBA star in the bin. So if he ever finds me, he's about fucking 10 feet taller than me. So it's gonna be interesting. But I'm Shaquille O'Neal.
I'll fight next to you, man.
I can put him in the bin. Hey, you know what? He's only going to be as tall as me if I break his fucking knee. So that's all right.
Exactly. Put him in the knee and call him a cunt.
He'll look quite funny with a bald head with Trump's toupee on, because Trump's in there too.
No, I'm going to do that line out of Cool Runnings. Just having to draw a line down your head and make it look like a butt. Like that.
Okay.
That is one of the greatest lines in all movies. Fucking Cool Runnings was a great one. All right. On that note,
I'm putting bald people in the bin. They tend to hate me for some reason. I don't know why, but people with no hair, fuck you. It's not my fault you're fucking bald.
Here we go. Shots fired.
Sorry,
anyway,
that's okay, man. I understand.
Vinny says, my opinion is the state budget. We're in for a dark decade in Victoria. I can see the arts industry suffering further if they're cutting spending.
Do you know what? They're predicting that interest rates will go down in September, October, November. It's not going to happen. And businesses, small businesses in particular, are going to be hit with more, because the next thing that they're going to have to do is carbon emission reporting, which they're not equipped to do. And it's not about supporting and helping. It's about penalizing to get money. They don't give a fuck about helping people to do these targets that they want to do. It's all about penalizing people who can't do it. So look forward to interest rates going up even more. It's going to happen.
I hope not, but yeah, we'll see.
No, it's happening. It's back.
I'm gonna quickly skim through some final comments here. Adrian says, awesome show. Thank you for that. Nicole says, I came off to bed. Good night, everyone. Thanks for another great night. Bella has patience of a saint. Vinny says, yeah, I can imagine Dave's rant in the shampoo section of his local supermarket. But
I worked in retail for 18 years, dude. I had my fucking rants. I'm done.
Kevin says, sorry for your loss. It sucks when you lose a pet. I know they're feeling too well, which is nice. Also, Vinny's gone, sorry for your loss. Jolie says, bless Bell. Adrian says, sorry for your loss, Bell. I lost my parents and my bro in the last 7 years. Death sucks when you lose people you love.
Oh,
wow. That's a lot,
dude.
man. That's a lot. Adrian says the Joker is a great basketball player. Jack is just jealous. Vinny says, I love him, but I agree. Andrew has an ego on him. But Bash says, saddest times when you lose your beloved pet. Condolences, Bell. Michael says, sorry. Adrian says, sorry for your loss. Vinny says, here, if Sam Smith wants to wear something that looks like he's holding a fart in a black rubber suit, be happy for him. I don't know what to do with that.
Nothing.
There you go. Michael says, new Paul Andrew, favorite bald musician. That could be fun. And Jolie says, love Paul. So there we go.
Rowan.
Wow. On that note, let's do this. Let's get out of here. Thank you all so much for tuning in and putting up with our antics. Like, follow, subscribe, all the usual stuff we'll get you to do. Check out our Patreon page as well, and just hit the links in the description box for the reference tracks for tonight. Also, check us out on telly, 10:30 p.m. Thursday nights, Channel 44 Adelaide, 10:30 p.m. Saturday nights, Channel 39 Melbourne. Watch both those local time on TV, also via the CTV Plus app and also ctvplus.org.au. Basically, tell your friends about us, spread the word, like seeing new people, which you have seen tonight, which is great. New faces is great. Keep the familiar ones coming back. So keep coming back for more of our stupidity if you want to do so. But bring your friends along with you, and we look forward to seeing you all very, very soon. Thank you to Dave beside me, to Jeff, and to Belle below me on the screen. Thank you so much for you guys for jumping in here. I know Belle's going to fucking bail in about 30 seconds flat.
Yeah.
He always does.
Sorry.
But no, it's all good. I say that because I can say while you're here. Thank you for jumping in. Good to see you guys, all of you, as always, no matter how long you stay or not afterward. Yep. But thanks to everyone for watching at home. We'll see you all again very, very soon. Until next week, same time, place, where we'll go through more of our fucking stupidity. You know what to do, folks. As always, drink up.
Drink.
Rock on.
Rock on.
All that stuff.
You know, it's good, Bell. Well done. Just for the record. See you all next week. Adios.
Rock on.